All right, sorry for the delay. Sorry to be abrupt. Yes, we are back. We are back with Horus Rising Act 2, The Emperor's Children. Sorry about the delay there, guys. Was a little bit busy there. I got my coffee here. We are ready to go. Finally, it's happening. Yes. Sorry for the delay in these weekly live streams as well. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks. I have had stuff come up on the weekends, both weeks in a row there. So that's been kind of difficult as well. So I do want to apologize for that, but we, of course, are back with Horus Rising. Yeah, Fulgrim. I'm going to be honest right now. I really like the color scheme of the Emperor's Children, but man, I have to say, Fulgrim, he's not my favorite, you know, the Slaneshi fucking femboyness slash beast-like slash like nipple piercing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, that's, you know, I'm looking at that and I'm like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Hate to be part of that legion, you know what I'm saying? Fucking that's not what I'm about here, but you know, I do like the color scheme. I will say that purple looks real nice, and you know, just the aesthetic of them does appeal to me as well. Also, I think they do have some pretty badass hero characters as well. I don't know a whole lot about them, to be completely honest, so this is going to be a pretty interesting video, I feel like, learning more about the Emperor's Children finally. I don't think we've ever actually looked at a lore video about them, so yeah, it'll be interesting. If you guys enjoy, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe for more content from me. Of course, leave your recommendations down in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys for coming in here. It's great to see you, Observer, Battle Chicken, Taylor. Great to see you guys here, Hiikey. Yeah, without any further delay, I say we get right into it. Let's make sure we leave a like on this video, of course. Captions will be on quality 1440p, sick, full screen. Without any further delay, guys, let's get it.
We have encountered hostile forces. They're not human. Xenos of some sort. But I've never seen anything like them. They look like enormous bugs. They almost look like they're made of metal. They're big. At least twice the size of us and aggressive. We have the situation under control for now. We have only seen a small handful of them. But we may require assistance if their numbers increase.
Already loving the intro here. Wow.
And when did you receive this?
3 days after they touched down on the surface. But it's possible that the communication was sent earlier than that. We lost direct contact with Frome and his men as soon as they disembarked.
Do we know why that is?
Anytime
they detonated.
landers or drop pods enter the atmosphere, storms appear out of nowhere and disrupt everything. Vox communication, geographical scans, satellite uplinks. We have nothing.
Lord Commander Eidolon of the Emperor's Children listened intently. His fleet had received transmissions from the 140th Expedition of the Blood Angels requesting assistance. Nathaniel August, master of the Blood Angels fleet, continued to bring Eidolon up to speed.
You said you received other transmissions. Play those back for me, please.
We received this 1 week later.
The alien resistance is more formidable than originally thought. We are
Hey Andrew,
able
how you
to
doing?
communicate with them, and their numbers have grown significantly. We are holding our own, but the conditions here are fluid and changing rapidly.
And then this one, 4 days after the transmission you just heard.
Very suspicious. Oh my god.
So we have no idea what the conditions are on the surface.
Damn, dude.
Now.
No, sir.
I'm just gonna say it right now, you know, that's the only transmission that comes through, or the last transmission I guess that comes through is, you know, we're gonna need the full strength of a legion. Your boys are very clearly getting mangled down there on the surface. Shit's not good, you know, mass overrun. Like, yeah, I don't know. This planet just might be in it for a glassing. You know what I mean? Why not? You know, I mean, we'll see what happens, of course, but You know, that would be on my mind. I mean, you're Eidolon. I don't know. See, I know a little bit about Eidolon. I don't know. I'm guessing he hasn't fucking completely lost his shit yet. We'll see. We'll see.
Blood Angels attempted to drop, but like I said, as soon as their landers entered the atmosphere, the storms started up. The landers vanished, and we never heard from the Hastatis. So we sent another 50 down, and the same thing happened.
Just keep sending 50 down
without a trace. After that, we started to believe that whatever life forms were on the planet below were controlling the weather systems.
Yeah.
Controlling the weather systems?
It must
Explain
be.
that to me.
It seems likely that the devastating weather destroyed the lander ships. I don't think it was coincidence that these storms appeared out of nowhere as soon as lander ships disembarked. So we sent another 50, but in drop pods this time. Just as we predicted, the storms still appeared, but the drop pods fared better than the landers. Like I told you, we have no eyes or ears to what's going on below. All we have is the messages we received from Frome.
And you haven't heard from Captain From since the last message?
We have... he sent one final transmission.
Oh my god, dude. That's the transmission. Yeah, I think I've heard of this. I don't want to misspeak here or anything. But damn, dude, that's so chilling. Like you're just up in your ship, cozy. You just keep sending down another 50, another 50, another 50, and eventually, like, what the fuck, you know? But I guess what do you do? Because like you would think, right? And from their perspective, 50 Space Marines should be able to deal with whatever's down there, right? But of course not, you know. And then you can't just admit that you've lost 50 Space Marines, so another 50 goes in to find them. Any trace of them, of course, they're gone instantly. Yeah, I don't know. I think it better if you lose 50 just like that, no trace. I understand like the idea of reconnaissance, but it's almost like you need to deploy on a mass scale then to actually try to like make ground and understand the situation. That almost seems safer, you know. Send too much than too little, because clearly too little is just getting wiped instantly, you know. But let's keep watching here. Eidolon is a very large part of why the Emperor's Children fell to chaos. He also killed one of my favorite White Scar characters. Yeah, okay, yeah. I know he's not a good dude. I know that for sure. I know he's definitely yeah, he's on the loonier side. Big East kitty butchers, such a sweet and innocent legion. Yeah, that's for sure. So innocent. Ah, this is a cool intro already. Holy shit. Bunch of voice actors, wow. Classics, wow. Holy shit. Just want to just say a big shout out to everybody that was involved in this. This was a massive project. And again, the quality that Warrior Tier manages to put together, everyone manages to put together. They put their all into these. I was blown away by the last one, and this one, it looks like it's going to be a hard hitter. Let's see. Like even if you're not into the Emperor's Children, hard to ignore all this, all these names and just the quality of this. A cat barges open my door. Oh,
Iterator.
Garviel.
Garviel. I didn't hear you come in. Allow me a moment.
Sindermann turned to stand up and placed a book on the shelf in front of him. It appeared as if he had been reading for days on end. Books were piled up high on both sides of the chair he was sitting in, and a basket to the side of him was full of even more manuscripts. It was a relatively quiet time for the Crusade. After leaving the world of 6319 in a fully compliant state, the Lunar Wolves received a distress signal from the 140th Expedition of the Blood Angels. Echory Malachurst had briefed the Legion on the situation already, but things took a turn for the worse and the Blood Angels had requested urgent assistance. The vengeful spirit was en route to their location, and their voyage was to take at least 12 weeks. Loken and Sindermann hadn't spoken since the incident with Jubal, and he wanted to clear the air.
If you are busy, I can come back another time.
Clear the air, quote
No,
unquote.
of course not. Your company is always welcome.
What has you occupied back there?
Oh, nothing really. Just reading.
Of course. What are you reading?
A variety of things. I've been seeking out material that is, I suppose you could say, comforting.
Yeah.
Reunification fiction. Poetry. Writing that I've always enjoyed.
May I take a look?
By all means, go
Reasonable.
ahead.
Loken looked at the pile of books surrounding Sindermann and picked up one entitled The Chronicles of Ursh.
Sindermann's just lost faith.
What is this one about?
Faith, quote unquote.
The Chronicles of Ursh. Rambunctious fictional stories of ancient battles.
Interesting. You find comfort in rambunctious fictional war stories.
No, it isn't the stories that comfort me, Garviel. These kinds of stories were what I read when I was just a boy.
Aw.
Reading these stories
Oh,
reminds
no.
me of all those times, when I was young and still had so much to learn. It's the memories that comfort me.
Do you feel that you need to be comforted? You've not spoken since the Whisperheads.
Yeah, I do.
I know.
I've stopped by the school to listen to you speak many times. But each time I go, there's someone speaking in your place.
Oh
Are
no.
you well, Iterator?
Oh
I
no.
must be honest.
Sindermann.
I've been better.
Sindermann's lost his fucking edge after he witnessed that shit. It's not possible, quote unquote, if I recall right. It isn't possible. Yeah, well, it was possible. Holy shit. And they haven't talked since. I guess in 12 weeks' time, is that what they said? Damn. That's rough, man. Garviel is at least like... Garviel's present. He's shaken, but he's present. Sindermann, you know, it's hard to get a beat on him.
I must be honest. I've been better.
Demons definitely don't exist, exactly.
Are you
Yeah, they
still
don't
in
exist.
pain?
Physically, no.
Mentally, I'm in
I've
fucking...
recovered and am feeling much better.
Oh, no.
But I feel volatile, which is why I haven't been speaking. The drive that I've always had to teach, to inspire others, I don't have it.
Oh,
I'm sure it will return, Cariel.
no.
I have no doubt that it will. I just need time.
If there's ever anything that you need, please.
Thank you, Garviel. The War Master spoke with me about what happened. After our conversation, I feel that I am a wiser man.
As am I. The War Master spoke with me as well, and I
Yeah.
now understand what happened.
Sindermann's gaze drifted back to the rows of books,
Yeah.
and Loken sensed that he should
We
leave
know
the
what
iterator
happened.
to himself.
I must go now. I'm glad we were able to talk, Iterator.
I am too, Garviel.
Yeah, guys, when Horus explained it, it just made so much sense. He cleared the air so easily. Yeah, it all fell into place when Horus explained it. Yeah, understand it so much better. Ghost apparitions, perhaps. Yeah, just know what they are. Just know what the word means. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah.
To talk, Iterator.
I am
Right.
too, Garviel.
Yeah.
Loken picked up another book, holding it up as he spoke to Sindermann.
If you can find comfort in these, I wouldn't mind taking a look myself. Would it be okay if I brought this with me?
Please, help yourself. But is that Samaturan poetry? You want something that will comfort you, not put you to sleep. Take
Damn,
this
dude.
instead.
Sindermann picked up the book that Loken had originally grabbed, The Chronicles of Ursh.
I know you well, Garviel. You'll enjoy this much more.
Damn,
Vivid
dude.
stories of fierce battles and historic wars. Quite bloody. Leave the poetry to me.
Interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think about that suggestion from Sindermann there? I mean, what if Garviel wants to give poetry a try? I mean, what do you know, Sindermann? And he's just actually genuinely asking, hey, perhaps I'd enjoy that, you know? Sindermann's like, nah, I know you. You want blood and fucking vivid warfare and all this, that. Like, I don't know, maybe Garviel's just like, you know, maybe he has a sensitive side. He's just trying to explore. You know, shit dog. Can't judge a man in this time, you know, he just saw his fucking buddy come back from the dead, quote unquote, right? For lack of a better word,
we'll be
at this
going in
time.
blind. Prepare the drop pods.
Lord Commander, with all due respect, don't you think it would be wise to wait?
No such thing as
We've
chaos
already
gods,
lost
exactly.
150 men. We have blood angels en route, and a detachment of lunar wolves aren't far behind them.
Correction, Nathaniel. We didn't lose 150 men. You did.
Oh
And
my
with all due
god.
respect, it wasn't us that you sent to the surface. The Emperor's children are more than capable of handling this.
Oh my god. I already
Captain
hate
Salthardt
fucking the
smiled
way
to
he
himself
talks.
as he listened to Eidolon. He knew his commander well, and as soon as it was noted that additional forces from other legions were on the way, there was no doubt in his mind that Eidolon would order them to make planetfall. This was an opportunity for Eidolon to be the hero, and he would not give any other legions the chance to share in the glory.
This feels reckless, Lord Commander. I am by no means doubting your abilities, but the size of force available to you could more than quadruple in just a few days' time.
You called for urgent assistance, correct?
I did,
Well, here we are.
and I am extremely grateful. I am only pointing out that
Duly noted, and I appreciate your concern.
Holy shit.
But we don't need additional forces. We are the Emperor's children.
So yeah, they're very fucking arrogant, clearly, you know, and I think they always have been to that extent, to that degree. Yeah, man, like you see it shine through there. Yeah, you could just have 4 times the force. Now that would probably mean certain death to the Astartes present on the planets, the ones that are presumably still there fighting. Who knows? At this point, you could write them off, I'd say, and they probably already kind of have written them off in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, if you got the chance for overwhelming odds, yeah, you want to go in there with overwhelming odds. You're invading a planet here. You don't know what's going on. There's obviously some whack shit going on. There's some entity, you know, controlling the weather systems. That's pretty new. You don't really see that, you know. So, yeah, you might as well wait for help. But clearly, you know, Eidolon's not going to take that. The Emperor's children are not going to take that. So they're going to go in by themselves. Let's see what happens. Are they capable? No doubt they will be, right?
Even without visuals to help inform Eidolon what he and his men were dropping
Hate
into,
Eidolon more
he
than
was
Erebus?
confident.
That's rough.
He had gathered useful information
We'll
from
see.
Nathaniel August. Lander's ships were off the table. Only drop pods could survive the descent. Vox communication from the surface would be patchy at best, and at times they would be completely cut off. And with a description of the enemy, a substantial number of metallic, bug-like creatures,
Who could this
he knew
be?
what to expect from the Xenos' resistance. Or so he thought. But most importantly, in Eidolon's mind, was who he represented. The Emperor's children. The Astartes of the Third Legion strive for perfection in everything they did. They were the only legion that were granted permission to bear the Imperial Aquila on their armor, and it was an honor they displayed with great pride. Eidolon expected nothing less than perfection from his company of Space Marines that were dropping to the surface of murder. He wanted a quick, decisive victory so there would be no confusion whatsoever as to who rescued the Blood Angels.
Rescued, quote
As the
unquote.
drop pods blazed towards the surface below, problems instantly began to arise. They were aware of the shield storms, as August had referred to them, and had been fully expecting them, but they underestimated how powerful these shield storms actually were, and their drop pods were viciously whipped through the air. Many of them now were headed for areas that were kilometers away from their projected landing zones.
Damn, dude.
They hit the ground violently, and the warriors that retreated from their drop pods were now facing a grim reality.
Surface murder.
Salthardt was unable to make Vox contact with Eidolon, and he began to survey his unfamiliar new surroundings.
Commander? Can you hear me?
That's cool.
What do we do now?
Let's try and find the others.
The Vox isn't functioning, and visibility is terrible down here. Do we just guess which direction we think they may be? Assuming they made it here at all.
Only a fraction of the 3rd Legion Astartes had landed with Saltarvitz. He wasn't naive enough to believe that all 70 of the others survived the descent. The shield storms were far more intense than they had originally expected, and it was very likely that some of the drop pods had been destroyed on the way down. The surface environment only further complicated matters. Enormous, gray and white stalks stuck out of the ground all around them. They were at least 20 meters tall, and there were thousands of them. They swayed back and forth as the wind blew, and this seemingly endless forest of stalks made it nearly impossible to see any distance in front of them.
Interesting.
We made it, didn't we?
I will say this planet does seem pretty garbage off the get-go. Just violent weather. These giant stalks, it's literally almost like blades of grass, but just giant, you know what I mean? No visibility. You can't see if there's any potential ambushers coming for you. You don't know what any inhabitants of the planets could potentially look, or of this planet could potentially look like right now. Yeah, this would be some scary shit. They are just going in blind, and they're not prepared for any of this, realistically speaking. They've had basically no ground communications at all with anybody that's landed here. No description of the enemy besides a very, very basic one. But damn, let's see.
Well, to see any distance in front of them.
We made it, didn't we?
Need to regroup quick.
We did, thankfully. The storm was brutal. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. Let's scout the area and see what we can find. Maybe the storm will clear up now that we've landed and we'll be able to get Eidolon on the Vox.
Lucius and Saltarvitz were close friends, but the two couldn't be less alike. Lucius was also a captain of the Emperor's Children. He was ambitious, outspoken, and had an ego as large as anyone in the Legion. Saltarvitz was no less devoted to the Legion's quest for perfection, but he was more self-aware, humble, and reserved than Lucius. He wasn't concerned with the grind of climbing the Legion's ranks, and he was more than content with serving as
Tarvis is the best Emperor's Children Astartes.
Lucius took the lead, with Tarvitz and the 29 others following him through the ominous grove of stalks.
Well, keep an eye on
They
him.
understood how important it was that they stuck together, as they were already operating at only 30% strength after being split up from the rest of the company.
Saul, look at this.
Just a short distance ahead, Lucius saw what appeared to be a tree. It was even taller than the other stalks, and he estimated it to be at least 50 meters tall. It had a dome at the very top. The dome was littered with sharp, white spikes that looked like thorns.
This is odd. I wonder what it's used for.
It's not used for anything.
How do you know that?
Because it's a tree, Saul. There's nothing it could be used for.
They continued walking, further and further into the thicket of grass, encountering more trees that were sporadically sticking out of the ground. 30 minutes had passed and the Emperor's Children hadn't encountered anything noteworthy, until they heard an unusual noise.
What's that noise?
The Astartes looked all around them, but saw nothing out of the ordinary.
Look. The stalks are shaking.
Lucius suddenly heard something behind him, and as he turned around, he saw something run through the stalks. It was so fast that all he saw was a blur. But by the time the blur had vanished, 2 of his brothers were laying dead on the ground.
Jesus.
What just happened?
There's something here.
Everyone drew their bolters, looking for what had killed the Astartes.
Actually just straight up killed them like that. Wow. So you gotta think, like, and this is just some random enemy. As far as they're concerned, this is just the regular, and it's like even at that rate where it can 2-to-1 an Astartes, like that's just instantly worth it. You know what I mean? No matter what. Like they had no fucking idea. Like it's already done its job. Like holy shit, man. That's crazy. We still on murder? Yeah, we're on murder. We're on murder. Blood Angel Rescue, quote unquote, is the chapter. We'll see about that.
Looking for what had killed
You're
the
not terribly
Astartes.
late. Not terribly late. My God.
Someone yelled out in pain, and Lucius fired 3 bolt rounds in the direction of a blur streaking through the grass. Lucius scanned his surroundings and discovered 3 more of his men dead.
Jesus.
Their power armor had clean slices in it, and blood was seeping out of the cuts in the ceramite, pooling up below their bodies.
I can't see anything! These damned things are too fast!
I hit one of them, but it got away.
Are you sure?
Lucius, look at that. I think that came from whatever it was.
He pointed down at what looked to be a body part of the creature that was hunting them. Lucius picked it up, turning it over as he inspected it from all angles.
It looks like a leg, or maybe an arm.
It looks more like a sword than a limb.
Tarvitz was right. The mysterious limb was long and slender. It curved and held the shape of a sword, even coming to a sharp point at one end. The other end was jagged and fractured, from where Lucius' bolt round had damaged it.
These aren't nids? Oh,
Lucius
I know.
Swung the limb
I
piece
know.
at a nearby stock, and was surprised to see it slice right through it.
Look at that. I may have found a new weapon.
Lucius was amazed with the efficiency of the blade, until he yelled out in pain and dropped it to the ground.
Ah! That damn thing went through my glove and cut my hand.
Oh.
It's not a blade, Lucius. It's a part of some impure xeno filth. Take it as a sign to leave it alone.
Well, at least now we know what cut through their armor.
Where do you think these things are coming from? I haven't gotten a good look at one yet.
Neither have I.
Yeah, and you've only fought like one.
As they carefully searched the area,
whatever the fuck
their
it
weapons
is.
firmly in hand, they noticed something. The stocks were no longer vibrating.
So I just want to say too, was that like 5 Astartes that just got cut down there by that fucking thing? It was at least like 2 first and then 3 more, I think is what he said. So 5 total. That's crazy. That's a 5-to-1 ratio, 5v1. And it's probably, wow. That's pretty, that's efficient, let me tell you.
Their weapons firmly in hand, they noticed something.
New weapon acquired? Yeah. That'd be kind of cool if you picked it up and used it, but
noises had stopped.
It's got like,
and from that moment
it's got like the alien acid goes through his armor.
The enemy Xenos were gone. For the next 2 hours, they saw and heard nothing except the endless lines of stalks and the occasional marble tree. Failure was unacceptable to the Emperor's children, but the mission they were on was beginning to reveal itself as just that. The landing on the surface had been a catastrophe. They couldn't communicate with anyone over Vox, and 5 Astartes had died during their first enemy confrontation.
Still no Vox.
No satellite imagery either. We're completely blind down here.
We'll just have to keep searching. We'll find someone eventually.
Not before you guys get cut down.
The first enemy attack abruptly interrupted their conversation. This time, they knew what it meant.
Emperor's children, stay ready. If you see something, shoot it. Do not hesitate.
The Astartes
yeah, I think that's clear. I'd hope so.
For any sign of the enemy. Then, Tarvitz saw something horrifying through the stalks. It was moving incredibly fast and was headed straight towards Lucius.
Lucius, look out!
Did Lucius get annihilated there? What happened?
Garvey, I can take care of this.
Tarek.
You need not concern yourself with it.
No, it's fine, Tarek. I want to.
Garviel. Really? You don't have to.
Tarek. He said he wants to. Leave him be.
Following the terrible incident that led to the death of Jabal and 10 other Astartes, there was work that needed to be completed. Squads needed to be reassigned and new recruits were to be selected. The process of interviewing candidates, reviewing their files, and ultimately making decisions that would change their lives forever was tedious. Loken's more
tedious
had assisted him with the process, for which he was very grateful, and now he stood outside of the dormitory cells of his fallen brothers. Someone needed to clear out their bunk quarters and discard of their personal belongings. Torgeddon didn't push the issue any further, electing to let Loken take care of it. Vipus offered to help Loken, and they began the process of cleaning out their cells. Loken was surprised to find that the Astartes didn't have many personal items. Outside
I will say that does sound pretty rough, like having to actually clear like your comrades like bunks and their cells because they got like personal items, personal trinkets. I know he's just said they don't have any, but or many at least, but you know, the stuff they would have, you know, reminders of them, what they like held dear, you know, you're able to see that and actually like, I guess, see them that way, I suppose. Is that a weird way to put it? But like, yeah. And it would also suck having to relive that, you know, it's kind of like that scene from like Band of Brothers where it's like, oh yeah, you want to take the laundry and then fucking lists off all the name of the laundry lady lists off all the name of like the fallen soldiers to like this guy. And he's just like, oh yeah, like, you know, they're not going to take their laundry back. You know what I mean? Like, I'll dig it, you know, I guess. Yeah.
Loken was surprised to find that the authorities didn't have many personal items. Outside of a few pieces of clothing and some oath papers, the cells were nearly empty. But as Loken was going through Xavier Jabal's small scattering of belongings, he saw something that caught his eye. A small, silver medal. It was not much larger than a coin, and engraved in it was a wolf's head set against a crescent moon.
Nero, is this what I think it is?
I can't say, Garvey.
I don't believe that. I think you can say.
I really can't say.
I think I know what it is. In fact, I'm pretty damn certain that I know what it is. You don't care to make a guess?
It looks like a medal to me.
What kind of medal, Nero?
I don't know, Garvey. It looks like it could be a lodge medal, but I really can't say for sure.
A lodge medal. Well, that's what I thought too. So Xavier was a lodge member.
It looks that way.
The discovery of the lodge medal left Loken feeling unsettled. For countless decades, there have
turn
been
captions off because there's already captions
that existed within the legions of the Astartes. From the little he knew about them, Loken understood the lodges to be shadowy fraternities where warriors met in secret and operated perpendicular to the official chain of command. Rumor had it that the lodges had been introduced to the Lunar Wolves some 60 years prior, when they worked with the Word Bearers to bring a world called Davin to compliance. As the story went, the warrior castes that ruled Davin did so through an intricate system of warrior lodges. The lodge system was absorbed by the Astartes and has been in place ever since. The idea of lodges in any institution that functioned in a similar way made Loken uneasy. To him, the idea was too similar to that of a cult.
Interesting.
And to organized religion. And now, he had discovered a lodge medal belonging to a man who had turned into what Loken had still thought of as a demon.
That's true.
I trust that I don't need to tell you how I feel about lodges.
You don't need to tell me, Garvey.
That's why.
I know your stance.
Yeah, Nero has been like just like fucking absolutely avoiding the question, hasn't cared to like look in that direction, doesn't want to bring it up. Garviel, you don't have to tell him like you don't like this. Like he knows, he's more than aware. He doesn't want to. He's probably like scared right now. He's like, oh fuck, this guy's about to fucking like vent his frustrations out on me real quick here. Oh no,
I believe this was happening in 10th Company.
I don't think Garviel would do that, but you know what I mean. Like,
did you know about this? How long has this been going on?
Oh no, did you know about this?
Garvey, you keep asking me about this, but I can't say, truly.
I can't have this, Nero. I won't tolerate it.
Oh
Moving
no.
forward, there can be no ambiguity. Any warrior that serves under me and is aware of the existence of any lodge will be expected to come forward.
Yikes.
You are captain of the 10th Company now. I want you to make sure that every last warrior in the 10th understands this.
Jesus.
Understood.
If they are not comfortable doing so publicly, then they can speak to me in confidence. But they will come forward. None of my men will be meeting in secret.
Interesting.
The next morning came.
I can't
Loken
say.
still had more to do before the Legion's next conquest. His relationship.
Looking at it objectively, the Warrior Lodge seems... Warrior Lodge really seems like a bad idea. Yeah. Like, it's just basically a place where they can, like, meet in secret and talk about ideals that might not be, I guess, approved by leadership in a sense. Like, you can't have, like, the lower ranks, like, suddenly, like, thinking something else, you know what I mean? Like, you, in terms of the organization of, like, what you're trying to do, especially, like, a military environment like this, that's just not going to work, you know what I mean? The lodges, yeah, the whole idea of meeting in secret and like discussing things such as that. Yeah, I can see why he wants to shut them down. Like Garviel is right, you know what I mean? But let's see.
And Loken still had more to do before the Legion's next conquest. His relationship with Mercedy Ollerton had grown to be very strong, despite their contentious first meeting. He had begun to speak with her on a regular basis, leading Mercedy to feel that she wasn't just a remembrancer, she was Captain Loken's remembrancer.
Oh my.
Loken trusted Mercedy and considered her a friend, and before he was knee-deep in another war zone, he promised Mercedy he would do her a favor. In recent meetings, Mercedy had appealed to Loken to help out her fellow remembrancer, Ignace Carcassy. She had first mentioned Carcassy's situation to Loken after the Whisperheads incident, but he was in no mental state to hear her out. Loken was better now, and he had agreed to do what he could to help him. Ignace Carcassy was sitting in a holding cell, anxiously awaiting his arrival. Loken entered the drab chamber and sat down at a small metal table across from Ignace.
Captain Loken, it's an honor to finally meet you, although I must confess, I'm ashamed that we are meeting under these circumstances.
He's alive.
I'm afraid I can't help it, but I feel immense gratitude that you are here.
Mercedy Ollerton spent a great deal of time and energy persuading me to help you. Euphrates Keeler has spoken up for you as well.
I'm beyond thankful that they would do that.
Mercedy in particular spoke quite sincerely of you. She described you as lousy, hard-headed, annoying.
I can't say that she's wrong, Captain.
She also said that you're honest, that you're an extraordinarily talented poet, and that you were likely assaulted because you were speaking the truth.
Uh-oh.
Is that true? And is that why you were attacked?
Upon reflection, my attack may have been the result of my words being distasteful.
That's very true.
The truth is often distasteful, Remembrancer.
Sure,
so
but...
I'll ask you this. Do you tell lies?
I do not, Captain.
Then this confirms what I've heard about you, that you speak with no filter, and because you are willing to say the things that others don't have the courage to say, that you are labeled an outcast.
This is true.
I'm curious then. What did you say that prompted such a vicious assault?
Ignace took a deep breath, and his eyes showed a hint of reluctance.
I will tell you, Captain, but I don't think you'll agree with it.
I might not, but I still want to know what was said.
What I had said was... Well, please remember, Captain, that I was quite drunk when the army soldier approached me. Embarrassingly drunk, if I'm being truthful.
Loken looked sternly at Ignace and held a hand up. He narrowed his eyes and focused his gaze on the uneasy remembrancer.
I'd rather not waste any more time dancing around the issue. I spoke with the War Master's equerry about you. He told me point blank that if I were to vouch for you, that you would be able to remain with the expedition. You would be placed on probation, and there would be conditions for you to meet, but you would stay. But I need you to tell me the truth. I don't care if you were drunk. I don't care if it was repugnant. I want the truth. I'm going to ask you one more time. What did you say that prompted your assault?
I said that the rebuilt city would not last, that it would eventually fall, as would the world, just as it did when we invaded them, and that the Imperium would collapse as well, that it would be fighting forever.
Loken sat quietly for a moment, seemingly pondering what he thought about Carcassy's response before he spoke.
I will vouch for you, Ignace.
Damn, dude. So I mean, that's some pretty like heretical shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're just saying that to like the average human, yeah, it would prompt an ass beating. I think it absolutely would. You know, you don't want to hear that. You know, that's some hate speech, basically, like in this day and age, like for the Imperium, brother, all the way. You know, but to tell an Astartes, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna be fighting forever, and that's, you know, it's not necessarily wrong. Like, how big is the galaxy? You're gonna conquer the entire galaxy, and once that happens, then like you know, shit happens. You know, rebellions happen. You know, shit rises up. Shit replaces other shit. you know, it's hard to say. You will be fighting forever, assuming you live that long, right? And the Astartes do have the capability to live quite a while, so.
I will vouch for you, Ignace.
For human, it's less true, but for an Astartes...
I need you to understand your conditions. If you do not abide by these conditions, I will no longer sponsor you. First is that you will report to me every 3 days. You will not submit any of your writing until I read it. I will read everything, and I do mean everything, even if it's just a scribbled draft in your notebook. Understood?
Understood, Captain, but I should warn you that it might be ugly.
I don't care. Secondly,
pretty similar to what Sigismund said, basically,
Let me clarify something, Ignace. Telling the truth is not an excuse to break the rules. You will never again sneak into an unauthorized area or become so drunk that you convince an Imperial soldier to beat you to the point that you require a Medicaid unit.
I understand, Captain, but I hope you understand me when I say this. Telling the truth has only caused me trouble. That's how I wound up in this holding cell in the first place.
Telling the truth hasn't caused you any trouble. Your drinking and obnoxious actions have. Change your behavior. Be a better man, and I foresee a bright future for you. But never stop telling the truth, because the truth is all we have.
Uh-oh.
And true to his word, Loken vouched for Ignace. Barring any scheduling conflicts on
That's
Loken's
fucking
side,
rich.
he met every 3 days so he could review Ignace's work. A large room designed for assemblies and meetings on the vengeful spirit, known as the Retreat, became the unofficial chamber of the Remembrancers. The Retreat was usually boisterous and full of activity. Loud music echoed throughout the chamber, along with laughter and joyous screams as Remembrancers talked amongst themselves and played card games. Loken didn't much care for the rowdy environment, so he would meet Carcassy outside of the entrance doors.
Here you are, Captain. My writing from the past 3 days. Don't judge it too harshly. I'm still a bit rusty after being detained.
Thank you, Ignace. I'll see you again in a few days.
Before you go, I spoke with Jefferey yesterday.
Jefferey? How is she?
I'm not sure, Captain. She didn't say much, but she asked me to give this to you.
Ignace reached into his carrier bag and pulled out a data slate. He handed it to Loken.
Oh
He
my.
touched the rune on the side to activate it. As he inspected the contents, he discovered a variety of pics. Images of the Mournival, of his 10th Company brothers, and of himself. One image in particular stood out. A pic of him swearing his oath of moment, surrounded by his Mournival brothers, only moments before he disembarked at 6319. Loken peered through the entranceway of the retreat, looking at the bustling groups of Remembrancers.
Is she inside?
In the retreat? No, she doesn't come here. In fact, I've heard that she doesn't socialize much at all anymore, ever since the incident.
The incident?
At the Whisperheads?
I see.
What do you know about that?
Nothing.
Did she mention anything about it when you saw her yesterday?
No, Captain. I did ask her about it, but she said there was nothing to talk about. And that's when she asked me to give you this.
Yeah, nothing to talk about, nothing to see.
A feeling of relief washed over Loken.
Don't worry about it.
And he continued looking through the images on the data slate.
These are wonderful images. When you see her again, send her my sincere gratitude.
I will.
One more thing.
What is it, Captain?
Please, look out for Jefferey. She needs good people around her.
Garvio's looking out for her there. Oh, Disney.
Or you want to win?
Saltarvitz finally got to see what the enemy looked like. They were at least 3 meters tall and sprinted on 8 metallic legs. The Megarachnid.
Megarachnid.
Saw one of them sprinting
Holy
towards
shit.
Lucius and fired 6 shots at it before its head exploded and the giant creature fell to the ground. That was the first kill the Emperor's children had scored against the Megarachnid, and the second one came shortly after. After those encounters, The Emperor's children had started to recognize the signs of incoming megarachnid forces.
Megarachnid is a fucking crazy name.
Them would begin to vibrate, and the unusual chittering noise would appear out of nowhere. Then moments later, the metallic creatures would emerge from the shadows. After 4 days on the surface,
God, Disney, I almost threw up. Me too.
50 times.
Me
and
too.
Developed an understanding of how to more efficiently cull them. They abandoned their bolt weapons, opting to use their blades instead. It took too many bolt rounds to kill them, whereas a well-timed blade strike could eliminate them in one hit. They felt some measure of satisfaction in learning how to kill the enemy. However, they still had a mountain of problems facing them. The megarachnid had killed half of the squad, leaving only 15 of them alive. They had not encountered any Blood Angels or anyone else from their legion, and with the Vox remaining offline, they were operating entirely in the dark. But after 96 hours of aimless trudging through the tall, white stalks,
that's
they
crazy.
happened upon their first clue.
That's a first. There are no stalks up ahead. It just opens up.
This was the first change in the environment that they had come across since they landed.
Jesus, that would be so welcomed.
I wondered if the clearing was deliberate.
It doesn't look like anything has ever grown here.
They all stepped out into the open and took in their surroundings from all sides. The bare, red dust surface spanned for many kilometers.
Lucius, what are those?
Tarvitz was looking straight ahead at a group of white blobs roughly 3 kilometers away.
Probably more trees.
We should go and confirm.
Why? There's nothing to see, Saul. We've seen plenty of them already, and they've had no material impact on our mission.
Yeah, but those ones are different.
Sounds of thunder shook the ground as another shield storm started to form above them.
I suggest we move back into the forest and slay more of the megarachnid.
We've been doing that for the past 4 days, Lucius.
Literally.
And I would argue that killing them hasn't had much of a material impact on our mission either.
You don't take...
Like, yeah, like you're just out there fucking killing them. Like, what is that doing? You don't know how many there are. There's probably going to be a lot more coming for you. Like, yeah, like, you at least gotta explore around and see if there's anything there. Lucius is such a sucker. Yeah, I'm kind of having that feeling too. He seems bitchy. I also don't like the way his voice is. That's not like a hate on the voice actor, but I think he captures how he's supposed to sound very well, I think. Let's put it that way. You know? It sounds like he's got like that nag to his voice, you know what I mean? It's like, damn.
Hasn't had much of a material impact on our mission either.
You don't take joy in killing our enemies, Saul?
Does a good job at it.
The storm was growing stronger, and it seemed as if it was surrounding no other area except where the Astartes were grouped together.
Of course I do, but we've lost half of our men already fighting these things. There may be some clue over there that could help us.
Fine, Saul.
Fine, like, goddamn.
Trees.
Let's hurry before this storm gets any worse.
They sprinted.
Man's gonna eat a backhand, like I swear to God.
Trying to reach the other side as fast as possible. The storm only grew stronger, with heavy rain pouring down and flashes of lightning illuminating the dark, yellow sky. They were quickly closing the gap between themselves and the white blobs, when something swooped down from above them. Tarvitz
My God,
around and
it's a flying megarachnid.
An enormous bird-like creature was flying towards their group, and it appeared to be a different biological form of megarachnid. The flying beast flew at an incredible rate of speed, and it picked up one of the Astartes with long, black limbs and ascended back into the sky. Tarvitz saw at least 5 more of the wretched things lagging behind, descending towards them on their enormous, glassy wings.
There's more of them! Get down now!
Why the fuck... I understand they're fast, but goddamn, these guys got to start opening up, start shooting back. Like, come on, they're just you know, you shoot them. You got bolters. Like, you'll take them down, surely, right? You can kill them. Fuck hitting the ground. Just start opening up. There's like 15 of you there. Come on, wait until one of you. Like, I find it funny how they have to wait till like one of their boys gets carried off into the sky before like they start like their fight back against these things. God damn it.
Glassy wings.
There's more of them! Get down now!
Everyone dropped to the ground as fast as they could.
Bolters aren't
The
very
Sergeant
effective? I guess
Martin
so.
was too slow, and he screamed as
Oh,
he was
no.
lifted into the air.
Oh.
Before it could fly away, Lucius fired a perfectly aimed shot at the left wing of the flying megarachnid, and it disrupted it enough that Thelion was able to break free and tumble to the ground.
That was the last of them! We need to get out of this clearing!
They didn't need the order from Tarvitz to know what to do, and they raced across the clearing until they reached the white blobs. Lucius was correct. They were trees, and 5 of them towered grimly above the Astartes. Tarvitz noticed a pool of blood at the base of one of them, but he couldn't find a corpse of any kind where the blood could have originated from. And then a drop of blood fell from above him, and he suddenly understood exactly where it was coming from.
It looks like these have a purpose after all.
High above them at the top of the trees, they bore witness to a gruesome sight. The flying megarachnid had been dropping the Astartes that they had picked up onto the groups of spikes atop the trees. With the Space Marines impaled on these spikes, the megarachnid were feeding on them. Their armor had been viciously chewed through, and the flying monstrosities feasted on the remains of what lie below the thick plates of ceramite.
I only see blood angels up there. None of our own.
They must be somewhere nearby.
Then we should go find them, and kill any of these monsters that stand in our way.
And what do we do about them?
There's nothing we can do about them, Saul. They're
Oh my
dead.
god.
I know that, Lucius. I'm not a fool. But we can't just leave them up there.
Yes, we can, and that's what we're going to do.
You're okay with our brothers being impaled onto spikes and being eaten by these disgusting things?
I didn't say that I was okay with it.
So we need to get them down from there.
And how do you suppose we're going to do that, Saul?
With these.
I'm sure they gotta have some explosives. They can probably bring those things down.
Awaken to a world of wonder.
nah.
Final Fantasy 14 Online.
There it is. Now the ads come,
The
guys.
Vengeful Spirit was only a few weeks away from reaching its
It's okay.
destination.
Warrior Tier deserves it.
Officially, their destination was called 14020, implying that it was the 20th world brought to compliance by the 140th expedition. But because the world was not yet at compliance, it was referred to by its unofficial name, Murder.
Murder.
It was mentioned in passing to Loken that the reason it was called Murder had something to do with one of the Vox transmissions received from a Blood Angel's captain. But Loken wasn't overly concerned with this at the moment. He was far more focused on getting his recruits trained and ready for their new squads. He had just finished drilling a class of fresh recruits when Axeman entered the small chamber. He picked up the book that was sitting on the desktop next to Loken.
Chronicles of Ursh. I haven't seen this since I was a boy.
It's new to me. I'm quite enjoying it.
Am I interrupting your reading?
No, I just finished up assigning new squads. Do you need something?
I do. I'd like to speak to you.
Yeah, about what?
Well, go ahead, Horus.
I spoke with Vipus about what you found in Xavier's bunk.
The Lodge Medal. What about it?
Axeman held a closed fist towards Loken, then opened his hand to reveal a small silver lodge medal.
I want you to take this. There is a lodge meeting tonight, and I'd like you to attend.
Horus, I cannot do that. I've made it known to all of my men that there will be consequences if they are involved in any lodge activities. How could I expect my men to abide by rules that I don't follow myself?
Garviel, this is why I want you to come to the meeting.
God damn it.
This idea you have about the lodge, it's misinformed. I admire your purity. I really do.
Son of a
but
bitch.
This lodge is not what you think it is.
Don't let them honeypot you, Garviel.
I don't think I can
be stronger.
If you don't want to, I won't push the issue.
Yeah, then stop.
All I will say is this. If you come tonight, just this one meeting, you can see for yourself what the lodge is.
Son of a bitch.
If you don't like it, or you feel uncomfortable in any way, you never have to come back. You know me, Garviel.
Oh
and
my
I would
God.
hope that you have confidence in my judgment. I would not involve myself in anything that would negatively impact the Legion.
I do, Horus.
Then come with me.
Oh my God.
Tonight. Please.
Loken stood quietly for a long moment before he looked back at Aximan.
I'll come with you, Horus. Because I trust you.
It's like that friend that takes you to the hood, you know what I mean? That's literally what that is. Fuck.
It was dark.
I trust you, and the next thing you know...
decades on the Vengeful Spirit, he wasn't familiar with this part of it. In a forgotten, seldom-traveled area of the flagship's superstructure, Loken and Aximan walked the quiet...
Listen to my voice and just kill him, yeah, literally.
They weren't in armor, opting for plain robes instead. Loken was uptight, his mind racing of what horrible things he was about to witness. He feared that there would be ritualistic ceremonies or prayers to shadowy gods.
Garviel, relax, brother.
I'm doing my best, Horus, but you know I'm uncomfortable with this.
You're going to feel foolish when you see what this really is.
They stood outside of an archway that led to a dark chamber.
Who approaches?
2 souls.
What are your names?
I can't say.
You may pass.
What the fuck?
Aximan led the way, and they walked into a
that was pretty
chamber that was
culty.
framed by scaffolding. A group of hooded figures with their faces obscured approached them.
Show them your medal, Garviel.
Loken unclenched his hand and revealed the lodge medal, but his other hand had clenched the handle of his knife that was hidden beneath his robes.
Our guest is attending tonight's meeting because I have asked him to join me.
You may reveal yourselves.
One by one, the lodge members pulled back the hoods on their robes to reveal their faces. There were at least a dozen men, and Loken immediately recognized a handful of them. Torgadon, Ceteray, Ekadon, Vipus, and the apparent leader of the lodge, Sergar Torghast.
All of your boys.
Welcome, Garviel.
Yeah.
I'm unsure if
You're in the
Horus
cult now.
informed you, but we do not permit weapons in lodge meetings. Can you please hand me your knife? I'll return it to you once the meeting is adjourned.
Loken hesitated for a moment, but handed his blade over without protest.
I never thought the day would come that I would see you here, Garvey. But I think I can speak for everyone when I say we're happy to have you here.
Oh no.
We'll get started.
He's getting honeypotted so hard,
We
guys.
want you to join us, but please, know that you don't have to. Our only request is that you don't speak of what or who you see here.
Impossible.
And if I do speak of it?
I can't stop you. It's a request, but not a requirement. It's certainly not a threat.
If I may, Garviel, there's a reason you've never been invited before. It's not because we haven't wanted you here. Quite the opposite, in fact.
It's because you're square.
Asked you to join us because you've been very outspoken in your opposition to the Warrior Lodge. To ask you to join us, it may have been misconstrued as disrespect, so we have carried on without bothering you.
Loken nodded in agreement, but didn't say a word.
I'd like to add, we take no offense. Many others have shared your feelings in the past, and some still do. We choose to respect their wishes.
If that's true, then why am I here?
Things have changed, Garviel. You're no longer a company captain. You're a lord of the Mournival.
Yeah.
We've always wanted you here.
Yeah.
But we've also known of your lack of interest. After you found Xavier's medal, we believed it was the right time to ask you. We felt that you might start asking questions about the lodge, and that could bring unneeded attention to it.
So which is it then?
Yeah.
Is it that you want me here, or that you didn't want me causing problems for you?
Would you like to
See, and like, why the fucking secrecy and like the hush-hushness about it if it's nothing bad? You know, if what you're doing is legit and, oh yeah, you know, it's not a threat, you can talk about it if you want to. not a requirement. We just rather you not. Oh, but also like, you know, you can't bring attention to it. Like, what the fuck? Which one is it? Which one is it, huh? Why can't I bring attention to this little meeting of yours? Wouldn't look good, would it?
Me here, or that you didn't want me causing problems for you.
Would you like to hear the truth?
If there's ever a time to Aloe Akbar yourself, now is the time. Damn, dude.
We do want you here. We always have. But if a highly respected member of the Lunar Wolves exposed the lodge, there'll be negative repercussions for the entire Legion.
Oh no.
Someone of your stature speaking out, it would force the War Master's hand, demanding that he act.
And he doesn't want to do that.
So you're telling me the War Master knows about the lodge?
Of course he knows about it. Does this truly surprise you? Do you really think that anything happens within the Legion that he doesn't know about?
I don't understand.
Neurovipus had stayed quiet up until this point, but finally decided that it was the right time to make his voice heard.
You're right. You don't understand.
You don't understand.
And that's why we wanted you here.
And not because you fear me.
Garviel, you're naive.
If you want to speak out against the Lodge, then do it. But you should at least understand what you're speaking out against.
Loken had heard.
Zybo, somebody goddamn tell me.
You said I'm free to leave, right? If that's the case, I'd like to go. I won't say a word to anyone. I won't mention any of your names, but let it be known, I'm disappointed beyond words in every single one of you.
Holy shit.
Garviel, please.
No, Horus. This is wrong, and you know it. All of you do. If it isn't, then why do you hide away in the darkness covering your faces? Why do you meet in secret?
Literally.
The Emperor, beloved by all, doesn't approve of this. He refuses to sanction this activity.
Loken had begun walking towards the exit of the chamber until Torgadden spoke.
Because he doesn't understand.
The Emperor doesn't understand.
Loken stopped dead in his tracks. He couldn't believe what he had heard.
Garviel, Garviel, you gotta turn around and start screaming right now. You gotta start throwing some hands. He doesn't understand. He's the Emperor, you fuckwit. What did you just say? What the fuck did you just say? Excuse me?
Dead in his tracks.
Let me fucking beat that ass real quick. Like what?
He suddenly felt overcome with anger. He
Holy
turned around
shit.
and walked towards Torgadden, standing nose to nose with him.
What did you just say?
Yeah, there it is.
It's true, Garviel.
Headbutt. Fucking.
There is not a single word that I could utter right now that could express my disgust.
Oh.
The Emperor is so disconnected from us, from all of humanity. How could he understand? Who is equal to him? No one. Even the Primarchs are only but sons to him. Brotherhood. That is what we stand to gain from the Lodge, and the Emperor knows nothing of brotherhood.
What he means to say, Garviel, is that there is no singularity of being here. We are all equals. A man of any rank, no matter how low, can speak his mind and share his concerns, and know that he will be heard.
It's true. Look at the faces you see in this chamber. Company captains, sergeants, newly recruited warriors. Rank is left at the door. Experience can be shared with younger warriors. Ideas can be proposed.
It feels like we're trying to convince you, and that isn't our goal. If your mind is made up, then we won't stop you. Just know this. For anyone in this room,
they keep talking like that, and I don't like it.
Sit down and speak with you informally. They will leave tonight without a shred of doubt as to how solid your character is. And this is the power of the Lodge. The freedom to speak to anyone, to truly get to know them and understand them. But the choice is yours. If you're going to leave, then by all means go.
Yeah, go.
We have
walk out that door.
To do and wine to drink.
Or will you stay?
For a short while.
Garviel, no! No! You just insulted the Emperor and you're gonna stay.
Loken didn't intend to. but he stayed for the entire meeting.
Don't like that.
All of his worst fears about what was happening at the lodge meetings turned out to be figments of his own imagination. There were no rituals, no worshipping spirits or gods, nothing even resembling it. They talked about past battles. They drank wine. They told jokes and laughed. And as they sat in small groups and casually talked amongst themselves, Loken felt overcome with guilt. He had misjudged the entire concept of warrior lodges, and he was embarrassed by his own behavior. Aximan sensed this and came over to sit next to him.
So, what do you think? Was this as horrible as you expected it to be?
Horus, I'm ashamed of myself for allowing my mind to run wild the way that it did. I built this whole thing up in my head.
Nonsense. There's no need to be ashamed. This is why we all admire you so much. You're straight up and down. You don't just speak it, you live it. But now that you've seen it for what it is...
I understand it now. I was wrong about it.
The way we embraced you tonight, Gaviel, we would love to embrace you moving forward.
Oh, God.
Would you consider it?
Would there be vows? A ceremony? Like the Mournival?
No, not at all. If you're in, you're in. There are rules, but they're very simple. What we speak about at the lodge stays here. It isn't repeated outside of the meetings. This is downtime, and especially for the younger warriors, they need to feel confident that they can freely speak without the fear of judgment or fallout. You'll be given a medal to carry as nothing more than a token of membership. And lastly, if anyone asks you about the lodge or anything to do with it, your answer is, I can't say.
If I were to join, would I be replacing Xavier?
No. Xavier Jubal.
So they just say, I can't say. So isn't that a very clear, and that's mandatory, so wouldn't it be very, very easy to root out who's in the lodge and who isn't? The lodge, I don't know anything about that. The lodge, yeah, I can't say. As they just like dead stare you in the eyes. Like, wonder who's in the lodge. Damn, dude.
Would I be replacing Xavier?
No. Xavier Jubal was technically a member, but he hadn't attended a meeting in many years. That's the only reason you found his medal. He had been uninvolved with the lodge for so long, we just forgot about it.
Forgot about it.
That was my fear. With Jubal, that is. He turned into that horrible thing in the Whisperheads, and then, shortly after, I found his medal.
I understand. But the danger wasn't that he was a lodge member, Gaviel. Maybe if he had attended meetings and spoken about what was on his mind, we could have prevented that terrible tragedy from ever happening.
Loken sat quietly and contemplated Aximan's words. The meeting was an eye-opening experience, and Loken had a lot to think about.
Uh-oh.
So, what's your decision, Gaviel? Will you join us again?
I can't say.
Odd. So what were your guys' opinions on that lodge meeting? I think that went okay. But yeah, you can definitely see like where like, okay, they can talk about anything. Any rank can talk about anything. You can definitely see how dangerous ideals can get in there and spread very easily, and how, you know, the fact that it's any rank that can talk to any rank, it's just kind of like dangerous in that way, you know, because misinformation can spread, like ritualistic shit can spread, you know, and you can see how the dark powers get in there and very easily influence these warrior lodges eventually. Damn, dude. They're harmless enough, but warp ship, I don't know. Again, that's why, like, and this is why I will say, like, this is why IRL you have like usually 2 or 3 different messes for your soldiers, right? Like you have a commissioned members mess, and you have like a non-commissioned members mess, right? And you keep your COs fucking separate, right? When they're eating on their downtime, right? That type of thing. It's only really when you're in the field that are you with them, and you're not with them to that extent, right? It's to, like, you know, not build, like, you want to have a good relationship with your troops, but you don't want to be like too attached to them, if that makes sense. If you're a commander or a military leader in that sense, even if you're an LT, you're just commanding like a platoon, whatever have you. You can't be like too attached to them, right? Because the reality of warfare, that's just how it is. But also the case of like, you don't want any of the lower ranks influencing like the decisions you make as a leader. Does that make sense? So like, I feel like it's like, in the idea of it isn't bad, but in practicality speaking, you can see like how it's just isn't a good idea. Like, you don't want those ranks mixing ever, you know what I mean? Like, necessarily. It's just not, it isn't a good idea.
The vengeful spirit's journey was almost complete. Countless billions of kilometers, and 12 weeks later, the world known as Murder was now visible in the distance, as were multiple ships anchored in high orbit. No one was surprised to see vessels above Murder, but it was the number of them that was puzzling.
I'm counting 29 ships, Equerry. Is this correct?
It is, Lord.
Yet the 140th has only 18, so what am I looking at?
We are running a sensor profile analysis now.
And have we received a response to our Vox greeting?
Not yet, Lord.
Send it again.
As was standard for any flotilla approaching a new world, an official greeting was broadcasted via Vox.
This is the Vengeful Spirit. We approach with diplomatic intention, representing the Imperium of Man. We request that you relinquish your weapons and acknowledge this communication.
This was the third time the greeting message had been broadcasted, and Horus wasn't expecting a response.
What now, Lord Warmaster?
War, I assume. And this time a war that I can support without hesitation. No more fighting our own kind, lost as they may be. Aliens bring out the true warrior in me. I trust this is not a problem for you, Ezekiel. An opportunity to extinguish Xenos without restraint.
Abaddon smiled as he responded to Horus.
None whatsoever, Lord.
Now, what of these unknown vessels? Does their presence require a battle line?
Perhaps, Lord. It is possible they are alien vessels.
Loken had been quietly studying the ships and felt it appropriate to voice his theory.
No. They are ours.
Ours? Do you care to explain what you mean?
They're anchored in an Imperial formation. While we were en route for the past 12 weeks, another Legion must have gotten here first. I suspect, Lord, that you already knew this.
I did. I was curious to see if anyone else was paying attention.
No one said a word, and their silence effectively communicated their embarrassment for not catching something that now seemed so obvious. Horus pointed at a series of data signals on a hololithic display in front of him.
Have we been able to determine what these are? This looks like music. Can you translate this to an audio signal? They're outstation relays. The Blood Angels noted that there are at least 30 beacons repeating the same broadcast, but it cannot be translated. When you say it cannot be translated, is this what you were told from the Blood Angels, or have we analyzed it ourselves and ascertained that it can't be translated?
Interesting.
It is what we've been told, Lord. But then we have work to do. Only a cursory glance at this data illustrates a methodical arrangement. This is a sequence, and it's structured like music. That tells me it isn't random, and that it's meant to be translated.
I will speak with Nathaniel August of the Blood Angels about this, Warmaster.
Don't waste your breath, Ezekiel. They've mismanaged this from the beginning.
Oh,
to be
wow.
forthright, they should feel the weight of shame from these failures.
Holy shit.
An idiot could examine something so deliberate and declare that it cannot be translated.
Damn, dude.
We'll decipher it ourselves.
Lord,
he's going in deep.
Received confirmation that the ships are indeed Imperial. 3rd Legion Emperor's children. I have been informed that they sent a full company to the surface, led by Lord Commander Eidolon.
Any word on their progress?
Unfortunately not, Lord. The fleet lost contact with them as soon as they dropped down, and they have not been able to establish any Vox connection in nearly a week.
A week, damn.
Horus looked down and slowly shook his head.
The incompetence on display is too much for me to bear. Inform the Blood Angels that we will be boarding their vessel.
Wow. Horus shows up and he's like, you're all fucking incompetent and can't do anything. What the fuck? Well, no, seriously though, again, like, they deployed a company, which is like, is a lot by any standard. But again, like, just go in with your full force and then ideally you can just overcome whatever's there, right? Now, in this case, I'm not sure if that's, you know, what's going to happen, if that's the best play. But it's the case of like, you're sending a small amount. Okay, a little bit more. No, you got to go in hard. You know what I mean? You got to go in with a lot of shit that you have, even if that means you're going to take high losses. You're just sending in 50 men to die. You know what I mean? Or you're sending in a company just to die, get obliterated. Like, you know, and that's why like the idea of waiting for other legions to come to your aid too would be massive, right? Because then you don't have to commit such a large force yourself, right? And it looks like less of a failure if, you know, you all collectively fail. What about when new warriors getting to know and have more trust in the leaders? I would say that you can gain trust in your leaders through actions on the battlefield or through team building actions, training, you know, practical time, not in your downtime, right? There's a difference between having trust in your leaders in your downtime and trust in your leaders professionally, is what I will say. This is trust in your leaders in the downtime, and I think that's worse, right? Especially too, right, when a higher ranked member starts to have relationships with you know, privates, corporals, you know, even just like friendship, that type of thing, right? It starts to get weird, right? Because now you're more hesitant to be a commander on the battle space, right? You don't want your friends to die, obviously. So it's one of those things where it's difficult to judge, right? Holy shit. Appreciate that, Hobbit. Jesus, wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. 10 memberships from Hobbit there. Wow. God damn, dude. Big thank you to Hobbit there. You guys give some thank yous to Hobbit. Holy shit. Appreciate that a lot, man. Oh, and here it comes. We're gonna get fucked with the sound now. Hold on. Let me actually see if I can change that real quick. 2 seconds. Just because, goddamn, dude. There we go. I appreciate that, Hobbit. Damn. Appreciate that, Hobbit. We're probably gonna get spammed by that noise 10 times, but that's okay. You'd think it only happened once, but no, it's got to happen each individual time, so that's okay. Actually, I think it stopped. Damn. Okay. It's nice the first time it happens. It's not nice the 10th, that's for sure. But I really do appreciate that, Hobbit. Big thank you. I will say too, Andrew. Yeah, it's what about them? What about when the new warriors getting to know the leaders? Yeah. Also having a safe place for that familiarity to build is a force multiplier, as long as they understand that when at work, you work. That's the thing, though. People are going to get that confused, right? Even Space Marines, I feel like they're going to get that confused. It's unfortunate, but I feel like there's really no way around it other than you have to, like, you know, you just have to, like, stop it entirely, you know? There's a reason why, like, again, there's a reason why, like, mingling IRL, like, you're not supposed to do it, right? You're not supposed to mingle with, like, your enlisted. It just doesn't, it's not a good idea. It doesn't lead to anything. Also, again, and then in the case of, like, you know, politics and whatnot, when you start talking about that, then you start getting into, like, you know, the realm of, like, insurrection talk, that type of thing. And, you know, again, eventually, this is kind of where that leads, right? In terms of the warrior lodges. I think that's kind of funny. 10 got a membership. Yeah, I see that. 10 got gifted a membership there. That's kind of awesome. What the fuck? Holy shit. But yeah, let's keep going here.
Just as Horus had asked, HansKurt had made contact and informed the Blood Angels that they would be boarding the Misericord. But as Nathaniel August and the rest of his crew were about to find out, HansKurt didn't tell them exactly who would be boarding their ship. August and his Blood Angels commanders stood patiently in the Misericord's receiving deck to welcome the Luna Wolves on board and show them to the chamber where they would be hosting a war council. The Blood Angels were aware that they would be welcoming forces from the 63rd Expedition, and had assumed they would be lower-level members of the Luna Wolves. But as soon as the landing ramp opened and it revealed who would be joining them for the war council, Nathaniel August's blood ran cold. Abaddon descended the ramp first, and August was in complete and utter shock. August looked on and saw the Astartes that were falling close behind Abaddon. Torgadon, Aximand, and Loken. Abaddon stood towering over Nathaniel August.
Lord Abaddon, my deepest apologies. I was not aware that the Mournival would be joining the War Council.
Jesus.
He was about to open his mouth to speak again, but he froze when he looked back up at the landing ramp. As August realized who was walking down the deck behind the rest of the Mournival, every Blood Angel on the receiving deck fell to one knee.
War Master.
Horus walked slowly to the bottom of the ramp, and he was surprised to see the entire deck bowing before him. Everyone except for Nathaniel August.
Master August.
Yes, Lord War Master.
Will you bow to me?
Nathaniel August's entire body trembled as he stared up at Horus, wide-eyed and still in shock.
I don't believe I can, Lord War Master.
And why can't you?
I don't remember how.
What?
Horus smiled, almost feeling bad for the Fleet Master. And in a move that only the War Master himself could achieve, he bowed before Nathaniel August.
Master. Such a harsh title. May I call you Nathaniel?
Yes, Lord.
I admire you, Nathaniel. I admire any man who is proud enough to refuse to bend his knee. And I apologize for not informing you that I would be joining you. I have no doubt that you would have spent precious time organizing a lavish welcome ceremony.
Oh, of course, of course.
Nathaniel August smiled at Horus, and he began to relax as he slowly nodded in agreement.
But truthfully, Nathaniel, I don't care much for lavish ceremony. And I didn't want you spending your time inadequately, because we don't have much of it left.
Whoa.
Horus rose to his feet, and he looked out at the Blood Angels that were surrounding him, still on one knee.
All of you, please rise to your feet. There is work to be done and Xenos to exterminate. Let us prepare for our war council.
With a newfound energy and confidence, Nathaniel August and a group of his Fleet Command officers prepared the strategium for a war council. Between the Blood Angels and the Emperor's children, there were now 250 Astartes that were missing at best.
Jesus Christ.
And dead at worst. August understood that this reflected poorly on him.
It looks
but
awful,
as he prepared
yeah.
to explain his decision-making and plead his case to the War Master, he was about to learn the true weight of his actions.
So let me get this straight. You sent 50 Blood Angels down, and they vanished immediately. Then you decide to try the exact same thing again, just one more time.
Literally.
And you send another 50 to their death.
Captain, if I may.
But a full company wasn't enough, was it? So why not 50 more?
I was only following orders from...
Horus shot Aximand a stern glance and motioned for him to stop speaking.
Horus, calm yourself. He only did what he was told. My apologies, Lord.
I don't think an apology is necessary. I would be willing to forgive your first mistake, even though the magnitude of it is tremendous. But to authorize 2 additional drops, and then idly stand by as another full company made descent is reprehensible.
I'll give you credit for one thing, Commander August. If this happened under my watch, I'd be too ashamed to show my face.
I don't believe he deserves a single scrap of credit. Besides, this wouldn't have happened under your watch, Tarek. You're not a witless fool. You know what I think, Commander?
Damn, dude.
We should send you down. You seem to be more than comfortable watching everyone else drop to their grave. Let's see how you fare.
I acknowledge that I made a mistake, but I didn't feel that sitting on my hands was the right thing to do.
Come on, Commander. I can help you into your drop pod.
Enough. All of you. Commander August made a mistake. A series of mistakes, perhaps. But we're not here to rehash his every error. We're here to resolve the issue.
What about the Emperor's children? Did they not know that support was on the way?
I strongly advised Lord Commander Eidolon against going to the surface, but he shut me down.
Did he say why?
Because he's a needy bitch.
Specifically, no, just a vague implication that they were the Emperor's children, and that they would be handling it from there.
It sounds to me like Lord Commander Eidolon wants to bask in the glory.
What a shame. And what a feat that you have the blood of 2 different legions on your hands.
I couldn't have stopped him even if I wanted to, Captain, and do you think I'm happy about any of this?
Silence. There is nothing more to discuss here. Commander, I have no doubt that you understand how appalling this is. It is only because of the severity of the situation that my Lunar Wolves are speaking so audaciously. We thank you for briefing us on this matter, and we will take it from here.
May I ask, Lord Warmaster, how you will proceed?
We will consider all of our available options and inform you once a decision has been made. Now, if you will please excuse us, I would like to speak with the Mournival in private.
And without another word, Nathaniel August and his officers vacated the room, with only the War Master and the Mournival remaining. As the door closed behind Nathaniel August, Horus...
I gotta say, what do you guys think about Nathaniel there being fucking, like, basically thrown under the bus? I really don't blame him necessarily for this. In terms of the Blood Angels lost, yeah, that's kind of his fault. But for the Emperor's children, sending an entire company down there just to be slaughtered, that's not on him. Like, he's got no fucking say what the children do. He gave them the information. They knew just as much as he knew, and like they still went ahead with it. Eidolon was like, oh yeah, fuck it, still went down with it. So like, it's not his fault. Like, Nathaniel very, very much urged him to wait, and they could all go down together as like, the Imperium of Man's force instead of just like legion by legion. Whatever though, whatever. We'll see how it goes from.
As the door closed behind Nathaniel August, Horus turned to look at his sons and smiled widely.
Well done, my friends.
Before they entered the strategic...
He's a scapegoat? Yeah, literally.
Quickly brief Loken on
it's literally like, here's a list of the names of men I feel responsible. Like, literally kind of situation.
The War Master wouldn't be able to adequately fix the problem if he didn't have the admiration and cooperation of the Blood Angels. The Mournival would eviscerate Commander August, criticizing his every mistake and move.
Damn, dude.
Leaving the way for the War Master to play the calm diplomat, in turn winning him and his crew over.
You're a natural, Garville. I thought for a moment you might cause the poor commander to break down in tears.
With how big a mess that he made of all this, it was rather easy.
His incompetence is a more serious matter than he realizes. I fully expect him to be formally charged once this is all over. But for the moment, morale is our top priority. Now, let's get to work. We have quite the mess to clean up.
Chapter 4.
This is a stupid idea, Saul.
Your opposition is noted.
What exactly do you think you're accomplishing here? Why would you waste charges like this? We're probably going to need them.
Sultarvich was rigging sets of charges to the base of the trees, where his deceased Blood Angel's brethren rested.
I'm not trying to accomplish anything, Lucius. But I won't be able to live with myself, knowing that I left my brothers to rot on spikes, to be eaten by Xenos. The trees are coming down.
Saul finished securing the last group of charges to a tree, and was planning his escape route. He had to avoid the winged megarachnid creatures from attacking him as he ran away. He also had to ensure that he didn't blow himself up.
Before you detonate these, I just want you to know I strongly object to this idea.
You've made that known, Lucius.
The Astartes activated the charges and began sprinting away from the trees. They hadn't covered much ground before the flying megarachnids spotted them, and a group of them appeared in the sky.
15 more seconds! Don't slow down!
The Megarachnid swooped down and attempted to pick Tarvitz up, but he ducked and rolled to the left, narrowly dodging the winged Xeno.
There it is.
Another one headed straight towards them, but Lucius fired his bolter and ruptured the Megarachnid's head.
5 seconds! Run towards the stalks!
And just as the Emperor's children reached the edge of the forest...
How many are left at this point, I wonder? Like 14? 13 of them?
The explosion immediately collapsed the trees to the ground, and vivid waves of fire shot out in every direction. Dust and smoke filled the air, and the ground was charred from the explosion's blaze. The wall of fire didn't reach as far as the stalks, and the Astartes made it out unscathed. Ashes of scorched Megarachnid corpses smoldered in the aftermath of the blast, and Lucius glared disapprovingly at Tarvitz as he spoke.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Tarvitz and his men had just narrowly escaped being killed in the blast. They ducked out of the forest and walked back towards where the trees once stood. Tarvitz didn't have a grand strategy in mind when he decided to blow them up. He simply wanted his deceased brothers to rest honorably and not to be used as a feeding mechanism for enemy Xenos. But he was soon to learn that his decision to destroy the trees would be a pivotal turning point for them. For the first time since they had landed on the surface, the storms had cleared up, and the dark night sky had finally become visible. Following the explosions, Lord Commander Eidolon and his men felt the ground shake and saw the plumes of smoke in the distance. When they decided to investigate, they were reunited with what remained of the squad, led by Tarvitz and Lucius. The combined total...
I was gonna say, no, that'd be a good, like, way to try to see, like, other units on the ground, right? I was gonna say they must have like flares or something like that they must have tried to like light off or something. Like it's just, but maybe not. Maybe the storm's above head, and they said the storm's finally cleared. They can see the night sky, so that's gonna allow for communication. Potentially another drop zone, right? For the Luna Wolves and everyone else to come in now. Let's see.
What remained of the squad, led by Tarvitz and Lucius. The combined total of all remaining Emperor's children was less than 50 Astartes.
Damn.
Leading Tarvitz to believe that Eidolon had suffered a similar amount of losses. He knew that Eidolon had ordered the drop because he was seeking the prestige that would have come from rescuing the Blood Angels. Instead, over half of the company was now dead, and there was no guarantee that the remaining Emperor's children would survive another week on the world.
So, you located dead Blood Angels on top of the trees?
Yes, Lord.
And you then felt it wise to use all of your remaining charges to blow up the trees?
Lord, it sickened me to see our brothers' corpses being consumed by these Xenos. I blew up the trees, so that could no longer happen.
What an utter waste of resources. You disappoint me, Captain.
Tarvitz wanted nothing more than to rebuke his Lord Commander.
Like, that's also just stupid, because again, now you're all reunited because that happened. So, like, I just don't understand Eidolon. He's got to stick up his ass for, like, no reason.
Point me, Captain.
Tarvitz wanted nothing more than to rebuke his Lord Commander, but he bit his tongue and said nothing. He knew that if it weren't for his decision to blow up the trees, that Eidolon and his men would have likely never found them. But Tarvitz didn't care enough to argue with Eidolon. He was satisfied with the outcome that came from his actions, ultimately feeling more confident in their chances of survival now that their forces had merged.
Like, yeah.
I told him the same thing, Lord. I said that using all of the charges was a bad idea and that we should save them. But he chose not to listen.
The comment from Lucius caught Tarvitz by surprise. If Eidolon didn't approve of his decision, that was something he could live with. But he was disappointed that a close friend would openly undermine him to make himself look better. Tarvitz said nothing in response, and stood silently in front of his commander.
Lucius is also just a dick rider, apparently.
Of their dead warriors. Did you take something with you that could prove your claims? A piece of armor? Anything?
No, Lord, there was no time. Once we set the charges, we retreated so we weren't caught in the blast.
And now there's nothing left to identify them after you foolishly destroyed everything with your charges. Brilliant work, Captain. But you know what? You're going to make sure. You and your men are going to search through the rubble for as long as it takes to see if you can find anything.
Yes, Lord.
The damned Vox is finally functioning, so you are to contact me the moment you find anything.
It's finally functioning.
Shortly before the two groups reconvened, the Vox had mysteriously come back online. Tarvitz wondered to himself if this was somehow correlated with the disappearance of the storms. He gathered a few of his remaining men and was preparing to start searching through the rubble. They were standing only a short distance from where the trees once stood, surrounded by ashy piles of debris and dirt. But as he looked back across the huge open space of the clearing, he saw something alarming. Megarachnid. An enormous group of them, the biggest he had seen yet. Then the chittering noise began, and the stalks of grass behind him began to vibrate. Tarvitz realized at the same time as everyone else what was happening, and within seconds, they were being swarmed from all sides. Their combined squads meant they had more firepower to fight against the enemy. But as Tarvitz saw the sheer numbers of the Megarachnid, he knew what this was. This was their last stand. If they failed to withstand this enemy
Wolves are going to come in last second here.
All dead. The sounds of bolter fire and blades crashing against the metallic enemies was deafening. Winged Megarachnid flew overhead, and the Emperor's children fired their weapons into the sky on full auto. Tarvitz was swinging his blade with astonishing precision, delivering death to the vile creatures one by one. He saw Lucius and Eidolon on either side of him, fighting furiously, driving their blades into the enemy's weak spots and sending them tumbling to the ground. But it wasn't enough. There were too many of them, and little by little, the Astartes were being overpowered. 4 of the Emperor's children had been cut down by the razor-sharp limbs of the Megarachnid, and another 2 had been picked up by the airborne variants. Their numbers were dwindling, and the wave of enemy forces kept coming. Tarvitz heard a loud clap of thunder, the low boom drowning out the surrounding sounds of battle. He assumed it was another shield storm, and tried his best to ignore the sound as he focused on cutting down the enemies around him. He turned around and saw a Megarachnid lunging through the air towards him.
Damn, dude.
It was too late, and Tarvitz knew it. He didn't have enough time to attack, nor did he have enough time to move out of the way and avoid the Xenos. But right before his inevitable death, something fell out of the sky and crushed the 8-legged alien.
What? They just Helldiver dropped him?
Down. They watched in shock as more and more of the rocks fell from the sky.
Meteors.
And then the transmission came in over their Vox units.
Emperor's children, this is Lunar Wolf's 63rd expedition.
Why would they be meteors?
The drop pods are landing at your location.
Lucius? They're not meteors, they are drop pods!
The Megarachnid swarmed the...
How the fuck would you think those are meteors? Like, Lucius might just be a dumb fuck. I don't know. It's hard to know. Yeah, those are meteors? Like, what? No, those are very clearly not meteors, like my guy. What? The fuck?
They're not meteors.
I think the second that lands, you know that's not a meteor.
The Megarachnid swarmed the quickly descending drop pods, but the tide had begun to turn for the Astartes on the surface. The Xenos were suddenly overwhelmed, unable to focus on the Emperor's children and the drop pods of reinforcements falling from above them at the same time. Luna Wolves spilled from the pods and immediately engaged the Megarachnid. As one of the enemy Xenos was blown to pieces by a series of bolt rounds, one of its limbs flew off and hit Tarvitz in the chest, knocking him to the ground. As he lay on his back with his vision blurry, he felt something reach down and grab his hand. He saw a white, ceramite glove pulling him to his feet. A Luna Wolf.
Thank you, brother. Who are you?
Captain Tolgaden, but you can call me Tarek.
Wow. You know how it is. You know how it is. You know how it is. Whoa. Disney again. Oh, what's with all the Disney ads? Damn, dude.
Captain Eidolon's current plight was rich.
Being
with
dumb
irony.
is like Lucy's second most
He made the
important
decision to
characteristic.
drop to the
Fair enough.
surface without any support,
Holy shit.
with the hopes of rescuing his brother Legion.
That's rough,
and
dude.
basking in the triumph of a hero. Instead, nearly 70 Astartes died as a result of his negligence, and rather than rescuing his brothers, he was the one being rescued by the Lunar Wolves. 4 full companies of 16th Legion Astartes dropped down to the surface, and their numbers and firepower brought a swift end to the Megarachnid's assault. As the dust settled from the ferocious battle, Torgadon began gathering information from Salt Tarvitz.
What happened here, Captain Tarvitz? I was told that a full company had dropped. Where are the others?
This is all that's left, sir.
Torgadon sighed and slowly shook his head. He was communicating to his men on the ground over Vox, ordering them to set up perimeter security and to administer aid to any injured Emperor's children.
It's a real shame, Captain. What happened here? You could have waited.
Before Torgadon had a chance to finish his thought, Eidolon inserted himself into the conversation.
Could have waited? And who are you to spout such a bold proclamation?
What?
I'm the commander in charge here. The one that just saved your life. I am Eidolon. Lord Commander Eidolon. Torgadon. Given the circumstances, I understand if you don't bow. I forgive your lack of etiquette. Knowing what I do about how you handled this situation, I can't think of one circumstance that would cause me to bow to you.
Eidolon turned
Holy
his head
shit.
slightly and squinted his eyes.
He's throwing it back.
Torgadon, we appreciate your support. We were outnumbered. Had you not intervened, the situation could have become dire, and we thank you for that. But I must caution you against continuing to speak to me in such a tone.
Oh, yeah?
Doing so may result in your inadvertently insulting me. You Lunar Wolves. You were not brought up to understand chain of command or manners.
Holy shit.
Because of this, I am willing to overlook your behavior. But remember, Torgadon, I am not one of your brash, unruly brothers. I am Lord Commander Eidolon of the Emperor's Children. It's Captain Torgadon, and I assure you that any insult coming from me is not inadvertent. It's deliberate.
Eidolon took 2 steps forward and stood face to face with Torgadon.
I won't tolerate another word of disrespect, Captain. And I am here because the War Master refused to tolerate another demonstration of your incompetence.
Damn.
He's been studying the mess you've made here, and he sent us brash, mannerless Lunar Wolves to clean it up. The War Master will tell Fulgrim of your failure here, if he hasn't already. You have the audacity to speak my Primarch's name so casually.
What the fuck?
When Horus speaks to Fulgrim, War Master Horus. Your War Master.
Damn, dude.
Don't you dare disrespect the name of the War Master ever again.
Torgadon wasn't backing off at all.
No.
And Eidolon was flustered by his aggression.
My mistake, Captain. I would never disrespect our Lord War Master. That's a wise choice. You were so eager to be the savior down here that you made a rash decision. And now you have the blood of
Lord
70
Commander
men on your
Eidolon
hands.
of wearing G-strings and being a prick?
Nothing
Yeah,
left
I
to
agree.
say to you, Lord Eidolon. But just remember, I am the War Master's proxy here. And next time you speak to me, you will address me as if I were the War Master himself. Are we clear? Yes, Captain. We are clear. Good. Now get on your way.
Damn, dude.
Eidolon's face flushed red, and he walked away in a bout of anger.
Like, yeah, Eidolon's trying to go over there and, like, fucking show some cock. Like, I don't get it. Like, you know, you have literally nothing to prove. You got your ass kicked. You lost your men. You were about to get overrun and killed. Like, why are you out there trying to talk shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you literally could have waited. You were very brash. but he can't accept that. He cannot accept blame or fault for that situation. That's very Emperor Children-like of them. So arrogant. So fucking arrogant.
Eidolon's face.
It's a good thing Torgadden actually like threw it back at him. He's probably never had that before.
My apologies for the interruption. Now, where were we?
Anything you need from me, Captain, let me know. I'm ready to assist in any way that I can.
Thank you, Captain. Your commander could stand to learn a bit of humility from you. Get your men together and I'll debrief with you shortly.
Captain Torgadden, before you go, I have a question for you.
What is it?
How did you know where to drop?
There was only one place to drop, Captain. This area right here was the only spot where the storm opened up.
Loken, Abaddon, and Aximan stood waiting on the strategium deck for any sign of good news from the surface. Horus had only authorized the drop once the shield storm had died off and localized Vox scatter was detected on the world below. The War Master was still cautious in his approach, however, and only authorized one member of the Mournival to descend to the surface. Torgadden had volunteered to go, and after 4 hours of patiently waiting, his Mournival brothers on the bridge had finally received his signal.
Our drop and subsequent engagement with the enemy has been successful. We're setting up a command post now. Once finished, we'll be deciding on a tactical plan forward.
Did you suffer any losses?
No losses, but a handful of sustained injuries. We have them in a temporary Medicaid tent.
What about the Emperor's children? Are they alive?
Some of them, but their company sustained heavy losses. We will be...
The patchy Vox connection dropped, and the crew on the Vengeful Spirit was unable to re-establish communication.
What do we do now?
We let him do his job. It sounds to me like he has the situation under control.
I'd feel better if I knew what his next move was.
As would I. But the War Master trusted him to drop, so let's give him time to execute. Tarek's a smart man. He'll be fine.
I'm sure he will be, but I'm not taking any chances. I have Stormbirds ready to disembark and extract them at even the slightest sign of trouble.
I don't believe he'll need extraction, Ezekiel.
I hope you're right. But we've already lost more than 2 companies. I would hate to add losses to a 3rd legion.
Maybe Garviel is right, Ezekiel. Let's stay prepared, but I trust that Tarek will prevail.
Horus had retreated to his private chamber as Malachurst, and Loken was beginning to think that the War Master had decided upon the best course of action. The air on the deck was thick with tension, and Loken wanted to get away from the high-stress environment.
Oh no. I unplugged my not my microphone, my headset. Oh no. There we go. That was embarrassing. Oh.
Peered over the strategium rail down at the bridge and watched hundreds of ship officers and servitors scurry about.
I have a couple of matters to attend to. If things on the surface change, vox me, and I'll come straight here.
Abaddon gave him a nod, and Loken left the strategium deck, walking down a set of stairs and through the bustling bridge. After arriving in his arming chamber, he quickly ran through his exercises. They were designed to help with concentration and mental clarity, but he quickly became bored with them and sought another distraction. As Loken searched for anything to keep him from anxiously checking for word from Torgadden, he looked over and saw the Chronicles of Ursh. He had all intentions of reading it earlier, but he had been busier than expected on the voyage from 6319. As he flipped through the pages, he was amused by what he was reading. Sindermann was right. The bloody tales of war were appealing to him, and he found a strange comfort in the vile stories. The writing told tales of a time that had long passed, with descriptions of warriors bearing thunderbolt and lightning emblems and saluting each other with a fist over their chest. It was odd to read such expressive stories that took place before the formalization of the Imperium.
Interesting.
Loken wondered if the Emperor would be mentioned in these writings. He began skipping ahead to search for any such passages.
Fiction, quote-unquote.
But as his eyes darted across the pages, he noticed something. Loken read the passage, then stopped and returned to the beginning. He read it again, but this time he did so out loud.
Unto the terrible likeness of demons, they turned upon their kin, and gnawed them upon their bloody bones.
Oh, Canadian Armed Forces ad. Look at that. Wow. Oh, Siggy's? Is that what this is? Oh, wow. Look at that.
Torren organized the 4 companies of Luna Wolves into multiple squads. 2 hours had gone by since they landed on the surface, and there had been no more sightings of the Megarachnid. They were stationed in their respective squads.
Megarachnid are fucking hiding.
The trees once stood, and multiple squads spilled into the surrounding stock forest as they awaited their orders. Deeper into the forest, dark gray clouds loomed above, and vicious shield storms raged. But strangely enough, the sky directly above the clearing was completely clear. It was morning now, and Tarvitz realized as he looked up that he had never seen the world's sky during the day until just now. He had spent the last 2 hours helping Torren and his men fortify the perimeter. The tension between Torren and Eidolon had not eased up, and Tarvitz watched them from a distance as they screamed at one another during another spirited argument. It appeared that the two were at an impasse, with both of them holding different opinions on how to proceed, and neither one of them willing to budge on their position. Torren had heard enough from Eidolon and walked away.
Captain Tarvitz, may I speak with you for a moment?
Of course, Captain.
We've only just met, but you strike me as one of the more competent members of the company here. Tell me
Canada
something.
Air Force ad? Do you guys even have enough people to fly crop dusters? Yeah, we do.
I don't understand the question, sir.
We do have airmen.
Your
quite a bit of them.
commander, Eidolon. Does he always conduct himself
Well, not quite
this
a bit.
way?
Not much, but...
His pompous,
something.
ignorant mannerisms are beginning to wear on my patience.
Lord Eidolon's conduct is of no relevance to me, Captain. He is my commander, and it is my duty to serve him.
And what of his decision to drop here, even with overwhelming evidence indicating that you were jumping into a death trap? Did you agree with that decision?
I was given orders and I obeyed them.
But did you feel it was the right decision?
It is not my place to say whether the decision was right or wrong.
Okay, Captain, I get it. Let me rephrase the question. Let's pretend that you and your commander's roles were reversed. If you had been in the commander's position, and it was your decision, would you have ordered the drop?
No, I would not have.
Why not?
I would have felt it unnecessarily reckless, and I would have preferred to wait for additional support.
There it is.
Thank you for speaking candidly.
Common
You're
sense.
welcome, Captain. May I do so again?
I would welcome that.
We are Emperor's children, and we are eminently proud. To be shown up, belittled, or to have our efforts diminished, we strongly dislike it.
Nobody likes having their efforts diminished, Captain.
But especially the Emperor's children. I am not going to undermine my commander, nor will I defend his conduct. I only wish to illuminate this fact, and maybe you can better understand why he is reacting as he is.
I admire the Emperor's children. I always have. I served alongside y'all when I was a junior officer, and I still regard your legion as the best I've ever had the honor of serving alongside. But that legion is unrecognizable today. The arrogance that your commander exudes is astonishing.
Our ethos is about purity, sir. We model ourselves on the Emperor, beloved by all, and I recognize that this can seem arrogant.
There's no purity in pride.
We do understand, though perhaps some better than others.
Well, it's time for us to press on. Your commander has a theory about how to proceed, but given his poor judgment in coming down here in the first place, I'm having a difficult time giving his proposal much support.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you think we should proceed?
I'm just saying Saul might be he might be in it for a promotion here shortly. I mean, I feel like Tarek might accidentally toss a frag grenade at Eidolon or something like that, you know, maybe, you know, slip one into a sleeping bag or something like that, you know, you never know. You know, never know. Spare bolter shot to the back of the skull, you know, while you're walking, you know, it happens. You know, Megarachnids did it, I'm sure. Yeah, that's right. Picked up a bolter and shot him, yeah.
But if you don't mind me asking, how do you think we should proceed?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Tell me, how many charges do you and your men have on you?
None, sir. I used them all to blow up the trees that were here.
Torgadden's facial expression changed when he heard this, almost as if he were surprised at what he was hearing.
You blew up the trees? Tell me more about that.
3 of them were standing right over there. Our brothers' corpses were perched on spikes at the top of them, and the Megarachnid were eating their remains. I couldn't leave them like that. So we strapped charges to the base of the trees and brought them down.
But when you say we strapped charges, who are you referring to?
Me.
Well, me. I took the last of the charges that Captain Lucius had left, and then used the rest of mine.
And where was your commander when you made this decision?
I'm not sure. We had been split up for a week, and we weren't able to communicate because the storms had blocked out the Vox signal.
But once the trees came down, the storm cleared up.
That's correct, sir.
What did your commander think of your decision to blow up the trees?
He disagreed with it.
Why is that?
He said it was a waste of resources.
What the fuck?
Torgadden looked up at the clear skies and started laughing.
Oh, that's really interesting, Captain. Your commander's just spent a solid 10 minutes telling me how he blew up the trees and suggested that they could be generating the shield storms. Oh, he said that once he destroyed them, that the storms here vanished.
Crazy.
He suggested that we find more of them and destroy those as well, in turn eliminating their most effective weapon.
Tarvitz felt a tinge of discouragement upon hearing that his commander was attempting to take credit for his actions, but he took it in stride and chose not to correct Eidolon's story.
Maybe he's right about the storms.
Maybe he is. But I feel much better about the idea now that I know it was yours.
Damn, dude. And at least Tarek's, like, he's trying to actually give him, like, the credit he deserves there. Like, Eidolon is just a bitch. He's trying to take credit where he doesn't deserve it. He literally bitched out Saul for quite a while there, you know, because he blew up those trees, you know, which stopped the feasting of the dead and also, like, actually, you know, brought success tactically and strategically in a sense as well. They now have a landing zone secured. Only because of those actions. So, like, he should really be getting a medal when you think about it, but instead he's getting reprimanded, which is crazy.
Within the hour, Torgadden had agreed that the plan to destroy the trees was to be put into action. Multiple squads filed out of the clearing and back into the forest. Heavy tanks led the way, utilizing mounted blades to cut down the stalks that stood in their way. They encountered 3 waves of enemy forces.
Oh, damn, Hobbit.
With the staggering amount of...
Appreciate that. Announcement for any who care. The channel Inferno Plus is behind the infamous Cursed Halo mod. The Absolute Madman is at it again. In a new video, he's porting Morrowind to Elden Ring. That is a what the fuck. That's crazy, man. What the fuck? How do you bring... What? How do you bring Morrowind into Elden Ring? How the fuck would you even do that? That's crazy, dude. What? I appreciate that donation again, though, Hobbit. Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you for the tenor there.
They encountered 3 waves.
I'll have to look that up. Like, what?
But with the staggering amount of Luna Wolves, the Megarachnid were up against a much more formidable foe. The Luna Wolves had the advantage of firepower and numbers, and because of
have to watch this new video to see it. Yeah, we might do that. They
also had the advantage of range. They spotted the Megarachnid coming from kilometers away and were able to pick them off with their bolt weapons. After 4 hours of moving through the forest, they reached a large plateau. The environment here was much different, and the once forest-like surroundings had been replaced with wet marshes and unusual fungal growths. As they descended down the plateau, they saw 9 humongous marble-white trees up ahead. They were kilometers ahead of them, but Torgadden could clearly see what was on top of them.
Tarvitz, I'll let you show the squad the correct way to bring those cursed things down to the ground.
It would be my pleasure, Captain.
Let's get closer.
Whoa.
Let's prepare for end.
Oh, is this a condom ad? A Trojan ad? Whoa! Spicy. On a warrior tier video? Holy shit. What the fuck? So we've got Disney, bro, what? So over the course of the ads for this video, we've gotten Disney twice. We've gotten a Canadian Armed Forces ad, and then we just had a Trojan ad. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? You know, what is this? What is this array of shit that I'm being force-fed for advertisement? What the fuck, YouTube? Come on, do better. Do better. That doesn't seem filtered for me. Why the fuck? I don't watch Disney, first of all. The calf, I guess that's kind of related, but like, am I rejoining? Maybe. I don't think I can. And fucking, I mean, a condom. Well, I mean, I guess that's universal. So I mean, your boy, your boy, you know. Yeah, I get. Yeah, fair enough. You know what? Never mind. I mean, it is a video on the Emperor's Children. I feel like it makes sense.
He was mildly entertained. But after reading the passage about a man
the Fulgrim hasn't been mentioned yet.
On his own at least 5 times, he was transfixed on the
book.
Once
actually. Once.
He read page after page and found himself completely invested in the story. There were parts of the text that were unclear, that referred to magic and sorcery. References were made to dark, primitive gods, but they were made in a way that inferred the reader would have possessed a prior knowledge of them. By the time Loken reached the end of the
condoms for internet dwellers, not relevant, exactly.
And he had to double check to ensure that he didn't miss an alert.
But targeting the wrong audience.
What he had said about the book. He wondered if he had truly recommended it because of the dramatized war narrations, or if there was a more deliberate reason. Whatever it wasn't important now. Loken knew that he might be called into combat at any moment, and he needed his mind to be clear. He touched a rune on the control panel of the Vox plate mounted to his wall, and waited for a response.
Officer of the Watch.
Holy shit.
Can I assist you, Captain Loken?
The Watch officer looks chadular. What the fuck?
From the spear tip?
Nothing yet. I will let you know if I receive anything.
Thank you.
Loken walked back over to his desk and picked the book back up. Placed next to it was a small piece of parchment from an old oath paper, and he picked it up to place it in the manuscript as a bookmark. He opened up a small crate on the floor to set the book inside with the rest of his personal items, and he suddenly thought of Xavier Jabal. He realized as he looked inside the crate that just like Jabal, he had almost no personal items to speak of. How many decades had he spent serving the Legion, and how many were spent on this very ship? A warrior would have more to show for it than a couple of trophies and personal mementos.
Clearly not.
If he were to perish in battle, and, terror forbid, someone had to clear out his belongings, there would be precious little to dispose of. At the bottom of the chest, he spotted the data slate that Keeler had gifted him. He grabbed it and turned it on with the activation rune on the side. It was the first time he had looked through its contents since Carcassy gave it to him outside the retreat. He had forgotten how profound the images on it were. He flipped through each of the pics, marveling at them all over again. As he looked them over, he stopped on the image of the Mournival and stared at it for several moments. The image was monumental, and he thought to himself how proud Euphrates Keeler should be of herself, that she was able to capture it the way that she did.
Damn, dude.
Just like he had with the Chronicles of Ursh, Loken caught himself becoming engrossed with the contents of the data slate and felt it best to put it away. He transferred the pics back.
I feel like these data slates, you know, what's the memory storage capacity of a data slate? Because, like, I feel like it's probably fucking quite a bit. And, like, she just sent him, like, a fucking... Like, it's essentially you go and you buy, like, a 64 gigabyte fucking, like... Not 64 gigabyte. Like, you essentially go out, you buy, like, a 2 terabyte thumb drive. And then fucking, you know, you're basically just going to keep, like, some JPEGs on there. You know what I mean? And not use, like, 99% of it. Like, I feel like that's very much what she did here. She sent him, like, 5 pictures on that thing, and that's it.
Of the data slate, and felt it best to put it away. He transferred the pics back into their correct folder, but right as he was about to deactivate the slate, he noticed another file. Whatever it was, he hadn't noticed it before.
Uh-oh.
And he opened it to see what it was.
Uh-oh. This is going to be some dark truth.
Open it, a prompt appeared on the screen that read, "In confidence."
Yikes.
He bypassed the prompt, and
this is gonna be what she saw.
It was almost pitch black, and it appeared as if Keo had captured the image by mistake. He flipped through a couple of similar images until one appeared on the screen that caused Loken's blood to run cold. An off-colored, distorted image of Xavier Jabal appeared, but it wasn't Xavier Jabal. It was whatever he had become after he murdered Loken's men.
Jesus.
Loken couldn't take his eyes off the screen, and he felt his heart rate elevating. He finally looked away from the slate and realized that he was gripping it so hard that he could have snapped it in pieces had he squeezed it any harder. Loken removed his armor as quickly as he could and put on brown robes. He grabbed the data slate in a small, portable Vox unit and rushed out of the door of his arming chamber. As he briskly walked down the corridor outside, he saw Vipus standing near one of the barracks chambers.
Garvey, what are you doing?
There is something that requires my immediate attention. I don't have time to explain.
But where's your armor? We could get called to battle at any moment.
I know, Nero, but this is important. I won't be gone long. If we get called upon and I haven't returned, Vox me immediately.
Should I be worried?
No. I don't believe so. Just cover for me, please.
Vipus didn't say a word. He nodded his response to Loken and rushed as he disappeared down the flagship corridor.
Vipus is cool. Vipus is covering. I haven't had a problem with Vipus yet.
Chat LLM is an all-in-one platform for you.
There we go.
I'm starting to think that you're a damn cheater, Ignis.
Now, Curtis, don't mistake my abundance of skill for cheating. Keep practicing, and maybe one day you'll beat me.
You're a lawyer. A lawyer and a damn cheater.
Oh, man.
I am a lot of things, my friend, but a liar is not one of them.
Oh.
Why don't I leave this hand to you all, and I come back with some wine? Would that make you feel better?
As a matter of fact, it would.
Ignace left the game of cards to the Remembrancers as he marched through the retreat. He had become friends with a sculptor named Christopher Bartunik, and he quickly learned that Christopher had a seemingly endless supply of drinks. Carcassy had beaten Bartunik in a game of Mercy Mercy a week or so earlier, and Bartunik owed him a bottle for his win.
The fuck is Mercy Mercy?
He walked from table to table, asking if anyone had seen Christopher, but he wasn't having any luck. Carcassy thought he saw him sitting at a table near the entrance of the retreat, but as he began walking towards him, he froze in his tracks.
Oh, what in the name of terror is he doing here?
A man in a hooded robe walked into the entrance and was scanning the retreat from left to right. Judging by how much taller the man was than anyone else in the chamber, he knew he wasn't a man, but an Astartes.
Like, that would be so fucking obvious.
For a few seconds, he knew exactly who it was. Captain Loken.
Like, is that supposed to be like his incognito wear? Like, yeah, man, you're a fucking space marine. You're fucking 9 feet tall. Like, you're so much bigger than everybody else. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, there ain't no way. Like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, who's that? You know, who could that be?
Ignace rushed over to the entrance door to meet him and approached him from the side.
Captain Loken? Is that you?
Shut up, I'm undercover.
Yes. I didn't see you there.
Starty stealth mode? Like, yeah, like what?
I'm looking for someone.
It's like Ezio whenever he walks into a fucking crowd of people.
I don't think I've ever seen you actually step foot inside of the retreat. Do you want to step outside for a moment? I'm sure I can help you find whoever it is that you're looking for.
Seeing an Astartes inside the retreat was not a common occurrence, and Ignace noticed the bustling groups of Remembrancers had begun staring at them.
Thank you, Ignace. I would appreciate that.
They stepped outside of the archway door and stood in their normal meeting spot.
What is it, Captain? How can I be of service?
It's Euphrates. I need to speak with her. Is she in there?
No, sir. This isn't the type of place that she frequents.
Where can I find her?
She doesn't get out much, Captain. She's more than likely in her personal quarters.
Could you tell me where that is?
Of course, but I'm surprised that you didn't ask the watch officer.
Ignace, it's rather important that I find her, and quickly. Are you going to help me?
Ignace could tell by the tone of Loken's voice that he was in no mood to discuss the topic further, and pointed to a staircase behind them.
Her quarters are up there. Follow me, I'll show you the way.
The two headed off and ascended up the stairwell to the residential deck of the ship. They reached a long, drab corridor lined with doors on both sides. Carcassy led the way down the hall until they reached a door near the end of the corridor.
This is it. I can see if she's here.
Thank you, Ignace.
Ignace knocked on the large metal door.
Euphrates, are you in there?
Master of the Hydra Loken is not. Yeah, literally.
He heard the muffled sound of people talking in a hushed tone, followed by the small, rectangular shutter on the door sliding open.
What do you want?
Hello there. I'd like to speak with Euphrates.
Euphrates doesn't want to speak with you.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you could tell her that it's important.
If you don't piss off right now, I'm gonna come out there and deal with you.
I don't want any trouble, I just want to speak with Euphrates.
The door swung open, and a young soldier wearing nothing but a pair of Imperial Army pants stepped out towards Ignace.
Oh, yeah?
I told you!
Damn, dude.
Piss off!
Just as the soldier reached out to grab Ignace, he saw the giant figure of Captain Loken, who had been standing outside of the soldier's line of sight. Loken grabbed the soldier by the neck and pinned him against the corridor wall.
I suggest you calm down.
Hey! Sorry! I don't know where Euphrates is!
Loken peeked through the open door and saw Keeler in the corner of the room, cowering in fear and covered only by a sheet.
Damn, dude.
It's time for you to go.
What the fuck?
Leave now, and I won't have to speak with your commanding officer.
The shaken-up soldier quickly got dressed and scrambled down the hall, stumbling as he struggled to button up his shirt.
That was excessive. You didn't do anything wrong.
I need to talk to you, Euphrates.
The both of you need to be here.
That was excessive. He didn't do anything wrong. Wait, so I hate to be that way, but did Garviel and like Ignace kind of just come here and just like cause some shit for like no reason? Like it seems like, you know, seems like that was rather consensual, you know what I mean? That was a, you know, and he just got his ass beat for like no reason. Holy shit. Like no offense, right? But I feel like, you know, and this is important, but perhaps maybe that condom ad was relevant. Perhaps, you know, but like, goddamn, like I just, you know, very interesting, you know, he just kind of got his ass beat for like no reason there.
To talk to you, Euphrates.
The both of you need to be here.
Loken turned around and motioned for Carcassy to leave.
I appreciate your help, Ignace. I'll speak with you soon.
Ignace gave Loken a nod, then shut the door to Euphrates' quarters before leaving down the hallway. Kira looked disheveled, as if she hadn't slept in days. By Loken's eye, she had lost an unhealthy amount of weight, and dark, deep bags were visible beneath her eyes.
Euphrates, are you well?
I'm fine, Captain. Thank you for asking.
She reached over and grabbed a half-full bottle of wine that was sitting on her bedside table.
Can I get you a glass?
No, thank you.
Kira poured herself a large glass of dark red wine and sat down on her bed.
I expected you to come see me, but I assumed you would have come a couple of weeks ago.
It wasn't until tonight that I came across the other files.
Did you like my images, Captain?
I did. The images of myself and the Mournival were exceptional. You should be very proud of yourself. But the images in the second file...
I take it you didn't...
I'm fine, Captain, except you just ruined my night. Like, yeah, literally.
I didn't like them at all. I wasn't aware those pics existed.
Nor was I. My picture must have been activated by accident while that wild beast was running towards me. When first Captain Abaddon asked me if I had any images of it, I was truthful when I said no. I didn't discover them until later.
Loken removed the data slate from the pocket in his robes and set it down.
You asked Ignace to give me this data slate.
Sounds like she's trying to set up a rebound. Yeah, dude.
It wasn't so that I could
That's just it. I thought you'd come see me sooner, she says. You know what I mean? Like damn, dude. You know, Loken, you're out here, you know, seeing, you know, she sees herself as his remembrancer. That's been said, you know. I'm just saying, like, you know, seems like he's dropping the ball here. Seems like, you know, he should have been by sooner, you know. Should have shared some words, perhaps, you know. I don't know. I think you're right, Colton.
Ignace to give me this data slate for a reason. It wasn't so that I could critique your picks of the Mournival.
Keeler looked at the slate, then quickly turned her head away from it.
After what happened in the Whisperheads, I felt sick. My hands were shaking. I had nightmares every night. I wasn't sleeping. But I couldn't talk to anyone about it. You were the only one that I thought might understand.
So, this was a cry for help?
I guess you could say that.
Well, I'm here now.
And I appreciate that, Captain. But I'm fine now. I really am. My friends helped me through it. Ignace, Mercedes. They're wonderful people.
I mean no offense, Euphrates, but you don't look fine.
Then I suppose you'll just have to take my word for it.
Keeler looked away from Loken and took a swig of wine.
Euphrates, has anyone else seen these images?
No, only you and I.
And after you discovered them, you didn't consider contacting First Captain Abaddon and telling him?
Of course not. He made it very clear that his #1 priority was me keeping my mouth shut. His second priority was convincing me that what I saw was a wild beast. Once I discovered the images, I had proof.
Wasn't no beast.
Proof of what?
That I hadn't lost my mind. That what I saw was what I thought I saw.
And what is it you thought you saw?
What'd you see?
I don't know. That's what I was hoping you would
What did you see?
Loken opened his mouth.
What did you see, Euphrates? Tell me!
Don't worry about it, Captain. I know what I saw. You do too. You saw the Picts. The only copies of those images are right there.
Keeler pointed down at the data slate, and her hand began to shake gently as she extended her arm.
See? Just having them in here with me makes me feel this way.
Euphrates, I don't know what you think you saw, but what I saw was a wild beast.
Wild beast.
Euphrates' face flushed red, and she snatched the data slate off the table.
Then let's look at it together, Captain. Right now.
Keeler took the slate and placed it in the reader slot of the device she used to edit her pics on. The screen lit up and the file system on the slate was displayed.
Let's take a look at this wild beast.
She navigated to the confidential file and displayed the first image inside.
Do you think I'm stupid? Does this look like a wild beast to you?
I don't think you realize that beasts on other worlds don't look like the things you've seen on Terra.
Yikes.
Don't do this. I'll play dumb for everyone
That's crazy.
else. I won't say a word about it.
That is crazy.
Anyone. I'll get over it, eventually, and I'll be okay. But don't you dare sit here and look at these images in front of me and tell me that this is just a wild beast. Look! How do you explain this? Have you ever seen an image distorted?
Yeah, that's
like
armor.
This?
It was dark inside the fortress. I've seen poor lighting conditions distort images.
Yeah, distortion.
This is not poor exposure, Captain.
Euphrates, you take
Look
garbage
at this.
pictures.
Everything is in focus.
No, it's not clear.
Everything is perfectly clear.
It's not clear.
Except for this.
No, you put a filter on that.
I've taken
I can tell.
thousands of pics on this very same device.
Not clear enough.
But I've never had an image distort like this before.
I've seen enough.
Euphrates,
turn it off.
You should have been more clear when taking those
And
pictures.
Look at this.
Maybe
On
you'd have
every
good proof.
single pict, there's an after image. Let me adjust the settings so you can see it better.
Keeler changed the image contrast settings on her device, and Loken stared at the phantom-like results on the screen. The low-resolution, out-of-sync image of the terrible monster now had a visible, unmistakable face. Xavier Jabal.
That is an Astartes. I am certain of it.
Impossible.
I don't recognize him, but I think you do.
Couldn't be. It couldn't be.
Keeler turned the screen off, then
Freddie,
removed the slate from
you're
the
thinking
reader
too
slot
deep
and
into
handed
this.
it back to Loken.
That
Go
is
see the
what I
Medicaid.
wanted you to explain. But I don't care anymore. It was just a wild beast.
Exactly.
Loken said nothing. He could see the pain in Keeler's eyes, and he felt responsible. She was a curious woman, and highly intelligent. She wasn't nearly naive enough to believe Loken's claims of a wild beast.
I mean, you don't have to be naive. That's a stupid fucking claim. Like, yeah.
Don't pity me so much.
There you go.
Tell me now.
Literally.
I can't tell you, Euphrates. I can't. I know this couldn't have been easy for you.
It hasn't been. But I found strength. I learned that the Emperor protects.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
that's good.
The Emperor does protect.
He protects.
He understands it all. He uses the weapons he has at his disposal to keep mankind safe. Weapons like you. I didn't understand that before, but now I see it. You've saved my life, Captain. Twice.
Twice?
That's right. You saved me the first time in the Whisperheads when you killed that horrific thing. And you're saving me again right now, by keeping the truth to yourself. You carry the weight of the truth and harbour the pain to protect me.
Loken said nothing, looking intently at Euphrates.
Okay, that's a crazy way to justify it, but sure.
Captain. I've known this. I see it
I guess
now
so.
on full display.
Yeah.
It scares me.
Take the glaze, Loken.
My loyalty scares you.
I think you would have told me the truth. I could see it in your eyes. You wanted to tell me the truth, but your loyalty to your brothers wouldn't let you. And that's what worries me. What else would you be willing to hide in the name of loyalty?
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking me.
That thing that you saved me from. I believe that was one of your brothers, and he turned on you. What if it happened again? What if it were more than one? What if 10 of your brothers turned?
No, that's impossible.
It's not impossible. Should we look at the Picts on that slate again? Because what happened to me in the Whisperheads, what you and I saw with our own eyes, is supposed to be impossible. But
supposed
it's not.
to be.
Euphrates.
So what would it take? How much corruption would be too much? Is there anything that would cause you to abandon your loyalty? To speak out against
what if all your
wrong?
brothers turned? Yeah, uh-oh.
Enough! What you are suggesting is counter to everything that the Imperium stands for. It is too strong to succumb to civil war, and that is what you are describing, Euphrates. A civil war. Under the leadership of War Master Horus. Even the thought of such a collapse occurring is outrageous.
Uh-oh.
Loken wasn't finished
Couldn't happen.
speaking,
It's impossible.
But his thought was interrupted by a signal from his Vox unit.
Gabriel, you should return, and quickly.
No, never. They'd never do that. Exactly.
Thank you for talking.
They would never do that. Horus would never do that. Ever.
We should.
Trust your friends, Euphrates. Look to them in trying times.
Are you my friend?
Without question.
Oh, I just haven't
Loken
talked to you in
opened the door
12
and was
weeks.
halfway out before Keeler called out to him.
That's right.
Gabriel,
What is it?
destroy those images. No one should see them.
Loken silently nodded, then stepped into the hallway, closing the door behind him. Keeler heard Loken's muffled footsteps echoing down the corridor, and she got up off her bed and opened a small cupboard. From the cupboard, she removed 2 candles, a crumpled pamphlet, and a small figurine of the Emperor. She lit the candles and opened up the pamphlet. It was in rough condition, appearing as if it had been saved from a waste bin, and it was full of misspelled words and ink running into the margins. But Keeler paid no attention to the visual blemishes, and she began reading from the tattered pamphlet.
The Emperor of mankind is the light and the way. The Emperor is God
Lactitio
embodies the
Divinitatis.
Emperor's soul,
Oh!
Lactitio Divinitatis.
Oh!
And above all things,
Oh!
the Emperor will protect.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Nero, what's happening?
Gabriel.
Lower guard? Yeah, literally.
Where are you?
I'm sprinting down the maintenance deck.
Motherfucker!
Head up your way. I'm almost there. What's the situation?
We have company.
Is there an enemy fleet?
No, it's sanguineous.
Oh. Well, that's a good thing, right? Come on, guys. He lost his boys here. He's just trying to see what's
angel,
going on.
his cheeks marked with ash as a sign of mourning, gestured for Tergaden to step forward.
Will you show it to me?
My lord, Captain Saul Tarvitz of the Emperor's Children found it. The honor should be his, not mine.
Is this true?
It is, my lord.
Saul Tarvitz was rarely on edge, but as he stood before the Primarch of the Blood Angels, conching a relic of one of his fallen sons, the nerves were getting to him. After they destroyed a group of trees on the surface of Murder, Tarvitz had discovered a Blood Angel's helmet in the rubble.
Bring it here.
Tarvitz handed the bloodied and battered helmet to Sanguinius, and watched as he carefully inspected it from every angle.
Captain George Andrew. He will be dearly missed.
He brought his eyes up from the helmet and caught the gaze of Saul Tarvitz.
Captain, this gesture means a great deal to me. Thank you. To all of you who stand before me, I thank you for answering the distress signal from my sons. Your efforts will not be forgotten.
Lord Commander Eidolon beamed with pride, blissfully unaware that Horus was glaring at him, still upset with his decision that led to the death of 70 Emperor's children.
Horus is just sitting there fucking frowning from afar in his direction.
Landscape of murder. Hundreds upon hundreds of Astartes looked back at him, the vast majority of them being Luna Wolves and Blood Angels, with only a small group of Emperor's children amongst their numbers. The skies were clear, and the once forest-like landscape was now wide open. Torgaden and his squads had cut down the stalks of grass, and Tarvitz had led the way and detonated charges at the bases of at least 15 of the enormous, storm-generating trees. Sanguinius turned to look at Horus, and began speaking to his brother.
It has been said that vengeance is a weak motive, a sign of a flawed spirit. But here, with aliens hiding in the shadows of this world, vengeance is not necessary. This savage Xenos has rejected our peaceful approaches at every turn.
What the
and
fuck?
Has greeted us with only violence. As we have been taught by the
savage Xeno,
beloved by all, what is anathema to mankind must be dealt with directly, lest we risk the survival of the Imperium. Will you stand with me?
I will, brother.
And with those words, they brought war to the world of murder. Astartes legions and Imperial Army regiments fought day and night for more than 6 months.
Jesus.
The Megarachnid never retreated from a fight, and even in battles where they were clearly overpowered, they were fearless. After 3 months, Loken began to wonder if the war would ever end. The Megarachnids seemed to have an infinite amount of metallic war machines, and they would surface out of unknown nooks and crevices of the world to engage the Imperial forces. Fighting the Megarachnid was monotonous and mechanical, but Loken still found great excitement in it. This was the first time since Horus had been elevated to War Master that he had led his legion on the battlefield. In the beginning days of the war, the Mournival had gently proposed to Horus that he need not step foot on the battlefield himself, suggesting that they were more than capable of handling the enemy. But Horus rejected the idea, remaining steadfast in his desire to lead his legion from the front lines. Loken suspected that there was one primary reason that Horus refused to watch his sons fight from the sidelines.
Still wanted to get it on.
Horus and Sanguinius had fought side by side for years, and there was nothing that could stop him from relishing the opportunity once more. Witnessing a Primarch in battle is akin to an out-of-body experience. Not only is it rare, but the sight is beyond distinction. Seeing 2 Primarchs battling together is so special that no words can bring justice to its magnificence. Bonds were formed on the battlefield, and brotherhood was born, with one exception.
Eidolon
still had a grievance with Eidolon, and it was souring his view of the Emperor's children as a whole. After 4 months of battle, the legions had regrouped near a massive bank of the mountains, and the fighting had temporarily ceased. Sanguinius had observed the tension between Horus and the Third Legion, and wanted to prevent any further division between them.
Brother, I fear that this discord could stall the wonderful progress you have made. I only ask that you don't approach Fulgrim with the same level of hostility.
I won't come to Fulgrim with hostility, but I won't mince words either. The Emperor's children are a proud legion, and that is perfectly acceptable, but what I have seen from them is impertinence, not pride.
Literally.
And impertinence is not acceptable.
Eidolon is the
Perhaps
goddamn joke.
Forgets I already have to deal with Angron's temper and Perturabo's constant whining.
Wow.
I can't receive the same from him.
The impertinence you denounce is Eidolon's, not Fulgrim's.
And who appointed Eidolon Lord Commander? If Fulgrim is willing to put someone with such egregious character flaws in a position of power, it tells me that he approves of him.
Like, yeah, that's
I worry
true.
that Eidolon's disposition is shaping the Legion, and if that is the case, I'm not sure the Emperor's children can be relied upon. They're too proud of themselves.
I do not know any Hastatis that are not proud of themselves. Tarek, are you not?
I am, Lord, but there is a difference. There are a few exceptions, but the majority of the Emperor's children carry themselves as if they are above us.
It is their pursuit of perfection. It is making them believe that they are superior. Mutual respect is gone, brother. They are condescending, and they take exception with my rank.
They do not take exception with your rank.
Then they take exception with my legion. My elevation to War Master has elevated the status of the Lunar Wolves by association, and they despise it. The Lunar Wolves already had a barbaric reputation, and me becoming War Master hasn't helped at all with that.
Then perhaps it is time that you do what the Emperor suggested after Ulanor, so there would be no question as to the authority of your legion. You can leave the Lunar Wolves behind, brother, and start a
Fulgrim
new...
likes Eidolon so much because of how skilled and dexterous he is with his tongue. Oh, no doubt. No doubt at all there.
As the sixth consecutive month of warfare had concluded, 3 enormous vessels emerged from the warp. When their spectral readings were first detected, Horus had assumed the ships to be additional reinforcements. But upon a closer inspection, it was discovered that their ships were of builds and drive signatures that were not Imperial. They began broadcasting signals. The signals, Horus noted, were nearly identical to those that were being transmitted from the outstation relays discovered by the Blood Angels. Music. Horus surmised that the ships must belong to the Megarachnid, and they were coming to aid in their conflict. Alarms were sounded across the fleet, and Horus ordered everyone on the surface to return to the flagship. He informed his ship command to hold fire, and only to attack if provoked by the unknown vessels. But the ships did not attack. And then, their message transmitted.
Why have you ignored our warnings? What have you done?
It's quite ominous. Holy shit. Damn, dude. That was awesome. I think that's the end. To be continued, yeah. God damn, guys, that was awesome. That was, of course, Horus Rising Act 2, The Emperor's Children, guys. Now, we definitely saw the Emperor's Children in that, but you know, Garviol, you know, the whole story with him. I'm really enjoying seeing the Luna Wolves and the perspective of Horus there, and like the inner workings of the heresy, voice acted the way it is. It's really, really spectacular to see so many great voice actors come together. Let's just get that list up right there. Like, look at that. Look at that right there. Like, look how many people came together to make this work. That is insane. So many great voice actors. They did a phenomenal job on this. So really give them props for that. And Warrior Tier, again, for I guess, coming together, putting it all together, right? It is, I mean, posted on his channel. I don't think it's posted anywhere else. So I have to assume that he's kind of handling like the production in a sense for all this. So great job rallying everyone together to make a work like this, I have to say. It is phenomenal. They definitely deserve the credit that they get. If you guys haven't seen this video, There is a link in the description of this stream. Make sure you go click on that. Click on this video. Make sure you leave a like if you're not liked up already. Phenomenal work. They deserve all the praise, that's for sure. And yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys hit a like on this stream. If you guys enjoyed the reactions, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and come on down, join our Discord if you're not already in it. I know a lot of you guys are in this in the Discord, but come join our Discord. Don't usually plug that. Come on down, join our Discord, guys. Yeah, I thought this was a great one. We're definitely gonna have to check out more sometime. This was uploaded 3 months ago, so I'm curious to see if it doesn't look like the new episode is up yet. I see Sons of Horus uploaded a month ago. I think that's perhaps something different. But yeah, you know, obviously when Act 3 comes out, we're gonna have to jump on that and definitely make that a poll option when it's released. I don't know what the schedule is looking like for that. But you know, hopefully we don't have to wait too long for it. Again, fantastic work on that. Yeah, guys, without any further delay, big thank you to all of our members, all of our Hastati, our Triarii, our Principe, Dagenhart, of course, our Prefects, Fear, and Hobbit. And yeah, big thank you to you, Hobbit, for those donations and those gifted memberships as well. I really do appreciate that. Talk about a cliffhanger? Yeah, right. Talk about a cliffhanger. That was a way to end it. Let me tell you, a way to get you ready for part 3. Holy shit. We're gonna be waiting on that now. Any games tonight? Probably. I think we're probably gonna do some games tonight. We're going to check to see if there's any plans for tonight. But if not, I'll probably be on in about an hour or so, probably be doing some games. We'll see. But more than likely, yes. Games Workshop community comes together tightly for a good cause and a good project. Yeah, man, it happens a lot, especially when you see so many people come together for a project like this, a 2-hour, like theatrical almost project like this, with animation, with the sound design, with the music behind it. So much work went into this. So again, it is awesome to see. It's amazing quality they put into this for sure. But yes, guys, we're probably going to end this stream here. Yeah, without any further delay, this has been Centurion. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.